a bar, and I wouldn't be in the situation because I don't like hang out late night anymore. But like if I'm at a bar and I'm watching myself, I'm sure there's a lot of nights where I'm like, dude, that guy's a prick. Yeah, or he and his friends, like, who do they think that they are?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
I say that every day to Zach.
but as a property owner, as a homeowner, and just how invested you are, and you're just like, and you're specifically just getting started in this journey, what, like 6 months ago or whatever it was, and you have one of your neighbors egging your house, like that is not cool to like the nth degree. That is wild.
And honestly, I thought about leaving it, knocking on the door, so I could be like, all right, if you did this, you're getting your ass over here and you're cleaning it up. Oh, I shouldn't spend my hour 15 cleaning up what you did to my house. It's I got an interesting situation with my neighbors. One dog won't shut up, and now these guys are throwing eggs at us.
Well, so no Ring cameras yet? You didn't put it in the corner of the house?
Not on the corner.
You putting his business out there, Phil?
Well,
no,
sorry, I do have. I have Ring camera in the front for garage and front yard, and then Ring camera on our patio because we have stuff out there. Yeah. But it was on the side of the house where nobody goes, so I didn't put one over there until this weekend.
Wow. So are you gonna go knock on the door?
Yeah.
Will you talk to the dad?
I'll talk to the dad.
Yeah.
I'll talk to the dad. I've had several conversations with the dad. So him and I are already familiar with each other at least.
Okay, but your gut says it's a 17-year-old.
I'm telling you, like the angle. You've been to my house. Like there's no other angle that the egg could have been thrown from than from their backyard.
Wow.
I was this close to hopping the fence and going in their backyard to see if I could find egg evidence in the backyard. Yeah. But I was like, that's probably too far.
Is it shed side or the other side?
Other side.
It's the other side. That's what I thought. Yeah.
It just crosses over into something because it you
got to have good neighbors, man. Yes. I'm very fortunate where I live. I have excellent neighbors. Like, we all appreciate each other. We all watch each other's back. We all have cameras, Phil. Everyone has cameras everywhere.
You gotta have cameras.
Well, we got bears.
World.
We got bears and wildlife, so I've got cameras in every angle of the house.
It just made, as soon as I saw it, I was like, man, I'm pissed, first. And second, I deserve this. I egged so many houses as a kid that it's like, oh, it's just my turn to clean it up, I guess.
I never egged a house ever. But to join you in this moment and provide you some like camaraderie of looking back at some of the stuff we did, and again, oh God, I shouldn't even share it, but and we didn't do it a lot, but there was 1 or 2 times, and I don't even know if it's a phrase, a house pound. You guys ever know a house pound? So we would do so.
I'm so intrigued.
I can't say anything.
So we would do some ding dong ditch stuff.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
that.
relatively harmless. Now, but I will say though, as an adult now with young kids, if someone and a wife, if someone rang my doorbell at midnight and no one's there, but for sure the doorbell just rang, like that's a problem. Like, that's a problem.
I'm not opening the door empty-handed, that's for sure.
No, and that's what I'm saying. And I'm obviously not just going to shut the door. Oh, no one's there. Like, I'm going outside, looking around, what's going on out here. So we did some of that stuff. But, and again, this is not before I share what I'm going to share because I'm just being a little bit vulnerable. I'm embarrassed what I'm going to share. I'm embarrassed. There was once or twice where, and it was my buddy's older brothers that used to do this. Instead of ringing the doorbell at midnight or 1 a.m., we would go to the side of the house, and again, we're around this time, we're probably 16, 17, and me and all my basketball buddies who are, we're 6'3", whatever.
Yeah.
And we would go and we'd say 1, 2, 3, and with our not our knuckles, but the like the meat of your hand that's opposite your thumb, we'd say 1, 2, 3, and all of us would literally just pound as hard as we could on the side of the house. And if you're on the inside of the house, what that sounds like when it's complete silence.
Like an earthquake.
Yeah. And so instead of ringing the doorbell, we would pound the house and then run away. And again, I look at like, now we're not like breaking windows and stuff like that, but like at the same time, I'm imagining something like that happening to my house with a 7-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a wife. That's like like I'm going out. If I can't find anyone outside the house, like I'm getting in my car and I'm like circling around the neighborhood to try to find a suspect.
Yeah.
Or suspects.
Well,
so
like, it was the other day, and this since we're gonna be vulnerable here, it wasn't happening to me. It's what happened to my father and my mom. All right, like they're
oh
sitting
my gosh.
there.
Oh
you
my
remember
gosh.
this?
Yeah.
I don't think I've told this story yet, but like their block, right? There's no more kids at the block, so it's a bunch of older folks. It's always pitch black at night.
Okay.
Except my father and my mom, they like to keep their light on. Well, some guy comes strolling up late at night. I want to say 2:00 in the morning, trying to get into my parents' house.
Whoa!
Trying to get into my parents' house. Couldn't get into my parents' house. All right. He decides to he stays there for a little while and then he leaves. When my father sees the man, he's leaving. He goes outside the door to see what's going on, and he's looking to the left or right of him. All of a sudden, he's like, I smell something. Like, what's going on? He looks down, and my man stepped in some poop. The dude pooped on my father's doorstep.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, and he went back, the surveillance, the cameras, right, the Ring cameras, and it was this random guy that was just walking across the street from the busy street because we lived on a busy street. So my guessing is he was drunk, and he goes there and he wanted to try to get into a house. Couldn't get into a house.
Did he think it was his house or somebody he knew?
You know what?
Wanted to use the restroom?
I don't know. My guessing is wanting to use the restroom. I don't know. It looked like he was high out of his mind.
I was just dropped trout right there.
I was going to say, did it.
Like,
my dad had to get the shovel. Right, and he likes to wear this robe, probably butt naked with a robe on. Man,
so he stepped in it barefoot?
He almost did. He smelled it. So he gets the shovel and has to shovel human feces off of his front porch.
That is disgusting.
It's crazy.
It's gross.
And nowadays, when you see him walking around, it's like there's some people who are just they're out of their mind.
Oh, you're talking about like the fentanyl stuff.
Yeah, and like with the fentanyl, and then because what you often get is you get mental health issues meets hardcore addiction, right? And the person, like, there's no one behind those eyes.
Yeah,
like, and I think of the Morgan Wallen song when he says, "I keep a loaded 44 sitting by the bed for the Jeepers and the Creepers who ain't right in the head." And when I hear stories like that, that's what I think of like, there are just some people walking around who are in a really, really bad way, and they don't even, they might not even know where they are, who they are, and they're like,
What happened to the good old bags of dog poop that you light on fire and ring the doorbell? You got real actual poop on porches now.
That's crazy. You got to tell us a follow-up of that.
I'll let everyone go home and have the conversation. We'll see how it goes.
God almighty. Best of luck with that. I do not envy you at all, man. I can't stand hearing stuff like that. Okay. Wow. We got a curveball that we didn't see coming involving both the Broncos and the Buffs. That's next.
The champ! Are you ready? Do you consider yourself a super fan? Well, now's your chance to prove it. It's Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan Super Fan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040, sending you to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. A pair of 2-night event tickets, airfare, and hotel all included, plus a $500 Visa card. So get in the ring and enter now at denversports.com/superfan. That's denversports.com/superfan.
What is going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. Am I right? And if I am right, because I usually am, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, because everybody deserves to be spoiled, this is where it all begins. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secret to the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that, cools up to 8 times faster, and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus an extra $100 off all mattresses. And Saturday, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. You really are amazing. My name is Glenn Jamron. I'm chairman of Alpine Bank, member FDIC. You've told us how some people get mad at you for following your own pathway in life. You've said they judge you. Know this. Each of us is entitled to our own opinion. Why? Because we're all different. The pathways you choose in life are your own. It's your life, no one else's. And that's okay. Nobody likes to feel judged. No one likes to have others mad at them. But the key to navigating judgmentalism is to check things out, make your decision, and then commit to being true to yourself. Let others say and feel what they wish. They have that right, and you have the right, the obligation, to follow your own heart. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado, and you.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR, AdvancedHair.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
This February, save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 104.3 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Wednesday, February 25th, as we continue to burrow our way through 2026 on a beautiful day in the Centennial State. What up, Phil?
Woo! What's going on? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. We are going to hump our way through this day, Z. And did you hear about that fire that's going on I-25?
No, I didn't.
Man, Z, it's big. Dante actually had a picture on it. Where exactly is it, D? Just Dante, where is it at? I mean, you go down I-25, you can see it.
Yeah, it's I-25 north of downtown, somewhere like the hundreds. I think I-25 is closed up there as well.
Jeez, I did not
I'll
see that.
I'll send you the videos, Zach.
It's like
crazy.
scary, Z.
Oh, no.
I know. Like, it's just like...
Yeah, up by Thornton.
Yeah, by Thornton.
I'm seeing it right now.
It's like
forcing
really
evacuations.
Thick, dark smoke. You can barely see anything. Dante has a video. You know, when we're on break. You should
oh my
check
gosh!
it out,
Yeah, I'm just seeing it now. A shelter has been established at Margaret Carpenter Recreation Center. Evacuations happening. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's catching me off guard.
Just if you guys be mindful and think I-25 is going to be crowded, it's going to be probably shut down here, and people are having to evacuate because the fire is real. I don't know exactly what started it. I don't know what's going on as of right now, but it's scary, man.
And it's been so dry around here. Okay, I'm seeing some of the pictures now. Okay, let that be on your radar if you're going anywhere even remotely in that direction. Please be safe. Text a friend if you know that they're in that area. Best of luck to all of our firefighters. One of the most underrated, or I should say underappreciated professions in our culture is firefighters. So when everyone's running away, they're running towards it. And so we appreciate our first responders so much, and just best of luck with getting that situation under control. Outside of that, you doing okay?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. Everybody is healthy, right? This might be the first week where Sophia isn't dealing with an ear infection or a cold. Phil's not dealing with a cold. My wife not dealing with a cold. I'm finally getting better. So life is good in the Lindsay household. You doing all right?
Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right, man. Got a lot going on. Very busy. Hosting an event this weekend that I'm getting prepared for. Yep. But really excited to do this show with you today. It's a jam-packed show. Seriously, we're trying to decide what stays in the show and what doesn't, because we have so much to get to. We got a curveball that we didn't see coming that involves both the Broncos and the Buffs. Robert Livingston, the highest paid defensive coordinator in the history, or the highest paid coordinator in CU's history, or think of it just like the highest paid assistant coach in CU's history, is leaving the Colorado Buffaloes to join the Denver Broncos?
So he's cheating on the Buffs.
Holy moly.
For the Broncos.
Wow. I did not see this coming. Did you, in any way, shape, or form?
Heck no, Z. I mean, over there with Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes, it has been quiet.
It has.
Robert Livingston is supposed to be the defensive coordinator over there, getting ready for another season. He struggled last year. The year before that, had a really, really good season as a defensive coordinator. And so I'm thinking, okay, year 3 for old Robert Livingston? Third time's a charm. He's going to be able to come in here, get everything back in order, get this defense humming, get this defense hungry again, and yet he's not going to be there. He decided that he's going to go back with a guy that he knows in Vance Joseph. He was paired with Vance Joseph with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Right.
So they're familiar with each other. It's just crazy that all of a sudden, spring ball is getting ready to start next week.
Literally.
And your defensive coordinator decides, it looks like, to jump ship.
Wow.
What's your take on it, though?
I mean, do you really want to know?
Yeah, I do. What are the true feelings? As of right now.
My true feelings as of right now, this is not good for CU. And I don't think I don't think it's a positive outlook for what's coming at CU. And I'm being sincere here. This is not a promotion. It's a promotion as far as the logo or the shield of the league goes, but we led the conversation with saying that this guy is the highest paid defensive coordinator or coordinator in the history of the program. He's making over $1 million.
Z, 1.5.
I mean, goodness gracious.
1.5.
I don't know exactly what he's going to make for the Denver Broncos, but I can almost promise you it's not even close. Not even close to $1.5 million. So if you are taking a demotion by title,
yes,
a defensive coordinator in a Power 5 conference is a better job than a D-backs coach.
Which he was before he got the job at Colorado. He was the defensive backs coach for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes. So you're doing a job that you progressed out of. You're going back to it. You're going to take a massive, massive pay cut. And the only thing that makes sense to me, and pardon me, but it's like, I need to get out of this situation. I may know where this thing is headed. And I need to be proactive and restart my NFL life, even if it means taking a massive pay cut and a demotion by title. I know where this thing is headed. I see the iceberg, and I'm jumping off the ship.
Well, I will say this. Robert Livingston, his ultimate goal is to get back in the NFL. He has always wanted to do that. He actually, I want to say, had a couple interviews, at least one interview, that he thought he could get the DC job with the Baltimore Ravens. I think he interviewed for that job. If we remember, I have to go back and check.
In this cycle?
In this cycle.
Okay.
And so, we have to put that on our radar. But you're right. You're making $1.5 million. You're a defensive coordinator in a Power 4 level. And yet you're going back to the NFL, not to be a DC, not for a promotion, but because you seem like you want to get out of a situation. And I do understand this as well. I would not want to be a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator in college football right now because you have to kiss these kids' butts, all right, more times than not. You're always having to suck up to them. And on top of that, it's not just one or two guys that you have to try to get to go to your program. When you're dealing with someone like the Colorado Buffaloes right now, you have to revamp the whole defense again. That means there's 11 starters that you have to get going. That means that's 11 different minds coming from different colleges that you have to reteach and teach them your system. That's a lot of work where you could go somewhere like the NFL that has caps, right? It has the cap space, all right? It has a bunch of guys that knows that they have to perform at a high level, and now you're just teaching technique. All right, in the college level right now, you're having to pay these kids a bunch of money that you probably don't have. You're having to close your mouth and keep your mouth shut because you know that you're paying these kids a lot of money, and it's hard to do. So maybe Robert Livingston's looking at it like, you're right. Things don't look good right now. I don't want to have to reteach 11 different guys in their backups, and it's time for me to go somewhere else.
But think about this, and I'm not saying you're wrong because I co-sign most everything that you just said there. How badly must you want to get out of a situation? What do you think? Hey, behind the glass, can you just Google and see if AI has a forecast to what is he going to be a DB's coach? He's going to be a DB's coach, yes. Right? Just like general, see if there's and these things can be deceiving.
It can. It could get up to like 200, 250,000 Z, maybe 300 if you're a really good DB's running back, like a position coach.
So I got the answer.
So that's what I was going to say. I would say the general range is going to be around $200,000. What does the AI say?
AI says anywhere from 100,000 to 500,000.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's a wide net, but we can go with it. So, but like, okay, let's just say it's the highest level. Let's just say it's 500,000, which this isn't. Okay?
No.
This isn't. You're cutting your paycheck into thirds.
I don't know if I can give up 1.5, Z.
Right. And this is what I'm saying, because I think it speaks pretty loudly. Like, you don't give up 66% of your paycheck because you don't want to reteach the defense to college players. You give up 60% of your paycheck because you feel like you need to get out of this situation, and you need to do it now. And so, like, that's just me analyzing it from a human being and just how we generally operate with our finances.
Yes.
Now, maybe he comes from a trust fund and he's doing it altruistic just to get back in the NFL, but I doubt it.
No, I mean, you don't just give up 1.5.
No.
It's a little alarming right now, and it's been really quiet over there in Boulder, up in Boulder. And all of a sudden, you have the new defensive coordinator, Marv. Right, Chris Marv.
Yeah, Chris Marv.
And he was with Virginia Tech.
He was
the defensive coordinator over there at Virginia Tech. So hopefully they can get something going over there. Hopefully they have a game plan. But Robert Livingston deciding, hey, I'm jumping ship. I'm gonna take a pay cut.
Massive pay cut.
A huge pay cut.
This isn't a haircut. This is shaving your head.
Shaving the head and pairing up with VJ. Because one, my guessing is he wants to be back in the NFL at some point. And two, he doesn't like what's going on up in Boulder.
Wow. I mean, holy smokes. And by the way, we did the most conservative estimate. We know he's going to make 1.5. We fast forwarded to $500,000. I would guess it's probably closer to $250,000.
Yeah.
So you're talking about, I mean, oh boy. I don't like it for your Buffs, dude. I really don't.
Robert Livingston, $1.5 million a couple years ago, set to make 1.5 in 2025, and now this year would have made 1.6 million in 2026. Sign me up, DC. I got you. We're gonna blitz. We're gonna blitz every single play. We're blitzing.
I am so curious what Deion Sanders is gonna say about this, because if you have eyes, ears, and an actively working brain, you look at this transaction today and you go, "Whoa."
He's going to have to address this.
Actions over words. That was a big action Robert Livingston took today.
Spring ball starts next week.
Holy jumping. Wow. Okay. All right. RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. Let us know how you would diagnose this news today. Whew. All right. The Nuggets are on the prime time stage for a rematch with the Celtics, but the dynamics have changed. Details next.
by trading away Sam Girard. Are the Avalanche preparing to make another big move at the deadline?
Look, we got to figure out what he's going to do on the ice, but I think this is a smart move. You're getting out of a contract. You're getting out of a player that's a little bit of a liability when the postseason comes because of that size on the back end. You're getting a little bigger, and you're getting freed up money at the end of the season. I think this is a really good first move from Chris.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Talking to you men out there. Think back for a second, fellas. When did you stop feeling like yourself? It probably wasn't some big moment. Low testosterone doesn't work that way. Starting in your early to mid-30s, you lose 2 to 3% of that testosterone production every year. The problem is those years stack up, and then you just don't feel like you used to anymore. And a lot of guys just say, it's aging. But fellas, the classic signs of low T. There are medical treatments that can give you back your energy, your focus, your confidence. All right? These guys are experts in low testosterone. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic has treated tens of thousands of men across Colorado, and now they offer 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more to help men lose weight, support metabolism, and improve gains in the gym. Guys, go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Take that simple 10-question low T quiz, all right? But from there, fellas, you can schedule your consult. It's only $99. It's a T and PSA test, all right? Look for a better you in 2026, okay? Look for a better you. Hit up Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
This month, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Hello, Colorado. It's David Szymanski with U.S. Mortgages, and we're celebrating 30 years. Make 2026 your best year ever. Eliminate all your high-interest debts, saving you $500 to $1,000 or more every month. Worried about approval? We have recently expanded our guidelines to help even more people qualify. If you've been told no, we can help say yes with bank statement loans, asset-based loans, non-traditional credit, debt to incomes over 50%, loan to values up to 95%, and more. At U.S. Mortgages, you don't need perfect credit either. We help down to a 580 score and even lower case by case. Call now to get a no-risk, no-obligation quote from a BBB A+ rated lender, and also get our exclusive lowest rate for life. Our number says it all, 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE, or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. Equal housing lender. License 392126.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids will grow, new memes will come out, but what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi to boost speeds to your devices that need them the most. That finds and fixes any issue before you even notice them. It's like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. You get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices and no one battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, all your devices will be working with perfect harmony, and you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, and no strings. So even though your kids grow up and you still don't understand 6-7, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi, all with Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Gather round year-round at the new National Western Center. Unforgettable experiences await. Visit nationalwesterncenter.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU women's basketball faces UNLV with pregame starting at 6.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we have a Nuggets game in prime time tonight on the prime time stage.
Here we go. You talk to the boys. You get them going. You talk to Yo.
I did not.
Come on, MVP. Say, yo, I'm the real MVP right now. All right.
Oh my
Sit that
gosh.
ass down and listen to me.
Yeah.
Rebound.
Yeah, well, it's actually-
offensive rebound.
I actually have won an MVP more recently than Jokic. So that counts for something. It's the media game, but still.
Come on. I mean, Z, you were taking all those rebounds. They needed to. They need a rebound guy.
Oh my gosh, that is too funny. All right, I'm still processing that CU thing. I mean,
It doesn't make sense
It
right
doesn't. It doesn't. And I'm fascinated. Like, how does Dion answer this? And we'll get to the Nuggets here in just a second. But like, if you're Dion, you know you're going to speak next week, right?
Yep.
And it's spring practice starting. This is, I would just guess catching the program very off guard. But how, like, something's going on up there that Robert Livingston didn't like. And if Livingston didn't like what was going on under Dion's watch, and Dion knows it, and you leave him right before spring practice starts, how does Dion go about that?
Well, he has his replacement, Chris Marv. You know, he was a defensive coordinator. Marv, we're talking about Coach Marv.
Yeah.
At Virginia Tech.
He was.
His first year, 2023, actually, he did really, really good.
First year was 22.
23 season.
Hold on. No, you'd be right because he got fired this past year. So it's like 23, 24, 25,
yes.
I want to say.
Yeah,
okay.
yes. So 23 season.
It was a good start.
Good start.
Yeah, I looked at it.
After that, the wheels fell off. He gets an opportunity here in Colorado to be the linebackers coach, and now he's being promoted as the defensive coordinator. I mean, Robert Livingston, he was supposed to be here for this year at least.
I'm wondering, here's just my question. Does Dion, in his own way, vocalize displeasure, unfair timing to our kids, disloyal? Like does he send a message somehow, some way of his displeasure with Robert Livingston?
I don't believe so. I don't think he's going to go out there and do that because it's a bad look for both if they do that, saying, okay, what's going on in this building? That you have Robert Livingston, who you decided to pay a lot of money to, decided he wanted to jump ship and he was going to get paid $1.6. Should we all be concerned about this year? You said you had all the answers. You said you fixed it.
Quote, it's fixed.
It's fixed.
End quote.
And now your defensive coordinator is out the door, and you didn't fire him that we know of.
Moly.
But now he has a job already lined up. That means that my man Robert Livingston was taking calls.
Correct.
Behind Prime's back.
Maybe. We don't know that.
Yeah, we're speculating.
Because he did interview for another job. You know what job it was? It was not the Ravens job. It was the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, so it's the Cowboys. All right. I thought it was the Ravens. So it's the Cowboys.
Yep.
So he's looking to get back in the NFL, which is Like, no surprise. Every coach who has been in the NFL, they want to get back there. The college football landscape now is crazy.
Yeah.
You're kissing 18-year-olds' butts left and right, giving them $400,000, $1 million, and haven't even done squat in college yet, and you're having to teach new kids every single year. I would not want to be an OC, a DC, hell, even a head coach in the college level right now.
Yeah, let me just read one RamosLaw.com text. Why does it have to be that Livingston wasn't happy? Why can't it just be a better opportunity for him? Also, Prime will not send a message. It's not who he is. Holy smokes, I can dissect this one for over an hour. It's not a better opportunity. He's going from making $1.6 million to approximately $200,000. Doesn't make any sense. You would have to work that job for the next 10 years to make what he was going to make this coming season.
Come on, guys.
So don't tell me it's a better opportunity. Now, it could, years from now lead to a
catapult him.
Maybe so. And maybe that's in the back of his mind or the front of his mind as well, but also looking at the situation that he's in. It's got to be some type of situation that you don't want to be a part of if you're turning down $1.6 million to go make $200,000. So that's all I know. I don't know what's going on. I'm just using my human deduction skills.
No,
that doesn't add up.
Let's be real. Like, if you're miserable somewhere, somebody would say, look, I don't want to be here. It's not a good look for me mentally. I got to go. And maybe that's when you decide, I don't care about the money anymore. But $1.6 million might have to stay in there for the year.
The delta between that and what he'll make this year is massive. It's massive.
Crazy.
So just use your own brain. Wow. Okay. All right, we'll see how that shakes out. Nuggets Celtics tonight. Rematch from earlier in the season.
Prime time.
It's one of the I think it's the second best win of the year for the Denver Nuggets. In Boston, 10.5-point underdog. Denver goes in there and wins 114-110. What's changed since then? That game in Boston was without Nikola Jokic. Tonight, the Nuggets will have Nikola Jokic. But the hero of that night in Boston is also not playing tonight. And that is Payton Watson, who on that night in Beantown went for 30. It was one of the most exciting games of the year.
Yep.
And it was one of the most individual, exciting games for Payton Watson. And that was like one of probably 5 coming of age performances. Unfortunately, he's not going to be around tonight. But a guy who we've been referring to as the best player in the world will, and they're playing at home.
How you feeling? You feel good about this game? I mean, it was embarrassing that the Nuggets lost to the Golden State Warriors. Not because it's Golden State. Take the logo out of it. Golden State was without a lot of their starters, Steph Curry being the biggest one. All right, he was not there, and yet the Denver Nuggets, they got beat from the start to finish. They came out slow, and then they got their asses handed to them in the fourth quarter. It was bad. Now you're going up against a red-hot Celtics team. All right, what does this look like for the Denver Nuggets? Z, are you feeling good? I don't like the pause.
It's kind of like a box of chocolates with this team right now, all right? But this group oftentimes, and this is just the NBA in general, when you think they're going to zig, they zag. So we're just on the heels of arguably the worst loss of the season. And I would say it is the worst loss of the season.
I'm with you on that. It was.
It was painful. And I love the quote, when others are greedy, be fearful. And when others are fearful, be greedy. There's some fear right now around this team. I like the Denver Nuggets tonight. I do. On ESPN at 8 o'clock in Denver, where they have struggled, just 15-11 at home. That is putrid. Absolutely putrid. The Celtics, one of 3 teams in the NBA that have won 20 games on the road. So you're talking a top 3 road team, joining, by the way, the Denver Nuggets and Oklahoma City Thunder. Those are the 3 best road teams in the NBA right now. So they're fantastic. They have been playing excellent basketball. I mean, just truly. They are on a 4-game win streak with wins against the Warriors, the Lakers. They went into Phoenix last night without Jaylen Brown, and Phoenix has been probably the best surprise in the NBA this year, along with maybe how successful the Pistons have been. The Suns, Dante's Suns, Phil, think about this. They covered their win total for the season before the All-Star break.
No, the Suns were not supposed to be a good team. We would sit here and talk about them, and look what they're doing.
Well,
shocking the world.
Well, last night in Phoenix, the Celtics won by 16 without Jaylen Brown. I mean, they are playing excellent basketball right now. They are 9-1 in their last 10. So this is a real unit that has, in my opinion, has no Jason Tatum. It was, some people looked at it as like a lost year. That's not what this has been.
And Jaylen Brown, he's in the mix tonight. Some people thought he wasn't going to be ready to go. He's in the mix tonight, so that's going to be fun. That's going to be exciting. What does Jamal Murray and Jokic do against the red-hot Celtics? They have to turn things around. We have to start being, the Denver Nuggets need to start being more consistent. It starts with those two guys, our star players. They have to be stars.
All right, we'll dive a little bit deeper into that matchup a little bit later in the show. In the meantime, what version exactly are we getting from Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, and Taser coming out of the Olympic break tonight? That's next.
Do the title hopes of the Denver Nuggets rest on one singular player?
I think it's pretty simple. They won't because Aaron Gordon isn't healthy. They will because Aaron Gordon is healthy.
I agree with you, 100%.
That's your stopper. That's your guy that is your matchup guy on the defensive end of the court. For me, it comes down to Aaron Gordon.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org. Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, it's Zach By here. Protect your home with 5280 Exteriors and their James Hardy siding, Timber Tech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows. They also offer 60 months, no interest financing. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
This February, save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect
permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cudarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at ColoradoRLE.com. Cudarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. ColoradoRLE.com.
Follow us on X at DEN Sports 1043 for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports 1043 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
What version exactly do we expect to get tonight, post-Olympic break, from Nathan MacKinnon, Cale Makar, and Taser? And I guess Brock Nelson, too. I mean,
the Brockster.
You know, you can throw in Brock.
Brock
Nelson.
My man's going to walk in with his gold medal on, probably a Speedo on, American Speedo on, saying, let's go, baby.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I was talking with a buddy about this. Do you think there's, like, any razzing at all?
You know what? Yeah, because they're teammates. I think that, like, they're going to get in there, they're going to mess around with each other. I know I would, but I have a personality like that. Like, I'm going to mess around with you. I'm going to bring my medal in.
Tonight, or do you, like, maybe wait, like, give it a beat?
I think you do it tonight. You do it tonight.
Like wear your medal in.
Yes, wear the medal in.
Oh, man. I typically
make them mad. Motivate them.
Well,
show us.
See, and I have follow-up questions about that, but like in a normal setting, I think that could be in play, given how locker room dynamics can be. But Nathan MacKinnon's personality is so tightly wound and serious. He's not some jokester. Like, he is so serious, and just like half the time he's just like a deadpan. Like, I made a joke when they won the cup. I saw him smiling in a way that I had never seen, and I said, crust fell off his face because his face was so out of position, smiling.
Yeah, but you don't think he's probably lighter with his teammates. Now, of course, he's still him. He's tightly wound. Like, that's who he is. But come on, he sees those guys every day. They laugh, they joke, they mess with each other.
I'm sure he does, but I don't know if, like, right now, like, I think you got to give it a second. I don't know. That's just me.
Walk on eggshells and be like, you know what?
Not eggshells.
Let's play with him in a little while. Let him get on the ice tonight. If he does play, we don't know that yet. Let him score. Let's win, and then I'll bring out the goal.
Yeah. Like, do you want to try it on, dude? Just for size? I don't know. That's an interesting one. I would say no, and especially too, like, if this was like Eric Johnson or something. Is Eric Johnson American? I think Eric Johnson American. Yep. So, like, if Eric Johnson was on Team USA, like, they have a different relationship. Brock Nelson just got here.
Yeah.
Like, big picture wise.
Yeah.
So I don't. Drew, what do you think? Do you think Brock Nelson, like, is gonna, like, take, like, a playful jab at, like, MacKinnon or anything, like, gold medal related?
I kind of be surprised because Brock doesn't really strike me as that type of person. Like, he seems like a just really, like, chill, kind of laid back dude. Like, I could see, like, if it was Parker Kelly we're talking about, who's a little bit more animated and stuff like that. Like, I could totally see him doing it. I would just be surprised, especially knowing full well the dynamics of it, knowing that Nathan MacKinnon is as serious as he is. I'd be surprised if Brock did. But maybe it could be fun. Maybe it would actually loosen up the locker room a little bit.
Maybe so.
For real.
Maybe so.
Relax.
Oh, my gosh.
We need you, Nate Dogg. We need you relaxed, though. We can't have you missing open goals.
Do you think those guys will be openly, like, talking about, because I'm sure there's going to be some questions from the local media here to Cale and Taser and Nate. I mean, maybe
So
about.
I think they'll shut that down. I'm talking about Nate Dogg, Cale, especially Nate. I think he's going to shut it down and say, "Hey, look, it's all about the Colorado Avalanche now. I'm not willing to talk about Team Canada. That's over with. Any questions that you're going to ask me has to be about the Avs and what we're doing." All right, we got 21 or 7 games. 27 games.
Yeah, 27
games in 52 days. Come on.
51.
Oh, 51 days.
So think about that. 27 games will be played in the next 51 days.
That's crazy.
That is, and I did the math because I'm like, wait, that's more than every other night. It's a game every 1.8 nights on average, and obviously, it doesn't work quite like that.
So I think they're all locked in. Z, there's people chasing them now. All right, there's a couple teams that are trying to catch them. That's like, hey, look, it's all about the Avs as of right now.
Well, do you think that? And again, we'll find out more tonight, or maybe even later this afternoon. But the NHL season is really long. You just took a break, but you had a collection of guys, 4 specifically, pour themselves for the longest duration that you can, make it to the gold medal round, emotionally, physically, just taxed. And now you jump back onto this already moving train, and it's 27 games in 51 days. By the way, the Avs are going to begin a stretch of 5 games in 7 nights, starting with a back-to-back tonight and tomorrow night. Do the Colorado Avalanche organizationally load to manage some of these guys over the course of the next week or two?
Z, if this was the team of last year or the year before that where they were so top-heavy, I think that they do it. But the Colorado Avalanche are so well put together, and they do have depth, just like Team USA had and Canada didn't. All right, so for the Avs, they have so much depth on their lines and their pairings that I think that they're just going to go ahead and play. I think that they're going to get their rest organically if they can handle some of these teams early. But I don't think so. I think hockey players are just different. It goes toughness-wise, football, hockey, then you got UFC, then you got figure skating, then you got basketball.
Put UFC at the top, first of all, you goofball. But I and that's why I chose my words carefully. I said, do you organizationally load manage? Meaning you take it out of their hands. Because McKinnon will probably want to play every night. But I don't know if that's best for this unique once every 4 years situation, considering the schedule that now gets compressed right after the Olympic break. I think it's a relevant question. I don't know the answer to it, but I think the question is relevant. This, by the way, this matchup with Utah has been nip and tuck.
Yeah.
They played in early October, a 2-1 win at home for the Avs. They played late October. It was a 4-3 overtime loss for the Avs on the road. They played right around Christmas. It was a 1-0 home win. So 3 games, and all of them were decided by 1 goal. So
here we go. No low management. You got Dallas, Minnesota. You definitely don't want to play them in the first round. Z, I think they're just going to go full steam ahead. That's just my take.
All right, we'll see what happens. Double duty tonight, Nuggets and Avs. All right, what are the biggest leftover questions we have after Sean Payton announced he's giving up play calling? I think one is pretty fundamental. Also, Sean Payton asked today at the Combine, what would have happened if Bo Nix never got hurt? We'll get to all that next.
Should upgrading the running back room be the top priority for Sean Payton this offseason?
This is not some Christian McCaffrey deal, but it's also not some bargain shopping. It's somewhere in between. You need to address this with a heavy hand. Breece Hall represents that. He's number 1 on my free agent big board.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
At Belco Credit Union, we want to make your dream renovation a reality. Maybe that means a modern kitchen upgrade or a luxurious new bathroom. With Belco's Home Equity Choice line, you can get easy access to funds with the freedom and convenience of a home equity line of credit, plus the security and stability of a home equity loan. Plus, Belco is also offering low rates for qualified borrowers. Learn more at belco.org/choiceline. Belco is an equal opportunity housing lender. Belco, banking for everyone.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here. Denver is Truck Month only at Bozarth Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, where every new and pre-owned truck comes with a spray-in bed liner included. That's right, every new truck, every bed protected. Plus, take advantage of deeply incentivized programs on all the new and pre-owned trucks, including the new Silverado and Colorado, with offers designed for their customers to take advantage of. Work harder, play harder, drive smarter. Only at Bozarth Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, your trusted partner in automotive.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040 and Jacobs Law with another cool story to share. James called 303 Law 4040, and he's like a lot of our clients, not looking to get rich, but he just didn't want to get stuck with a bunch of medical bills. So we met with James like we do all of our 303 Law 4040 clients in person, and it's a good thing we did because we noticed James did not look so good. We sent him to the hospital to get checked out, and they did wind up admitting him. In the end, we got him feeling better and $125,000. He was over the moon. He came into the office to pick up his check and rang that victory bell. And the really cool part is James surprised us with a check of his own, a donation so we could keep the best free meal in Denver coming each and every first and third Thursday. If you've been injured, you may be like James, not looking to get rich, but not sure what to do. That's why we're here to help. Just give us a call at 303-LAW-4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303-LAW-4040.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president and founder of Mountain High Appliance. This President's Day, enjoy huge savings at all of our showrooms. Whether you're replacing a single appliance or planning a full kitchen remodel, we've got you covered. From freezers starting at $199 to complete kitchen packages starting at only $19.99. Plus, save up to $4,200 on select KitchenAid packages. And our price match guarantee means you'll always receive the best pricing. When you think appliances, think Mountain High Appliance.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
You know what it takes to win: the preparation, the game plan, the refusal to quit when things get hard. You bring that same mentality to your business every single day. But even the best teams need fans in the seats. At Denver Sports, we put your business in front of Denver's most passionate, loyal audience, on air, online, and on the big screen. You've got the drive, we've got the reach. Visit us online at DenverSports.com. Let's build your roster.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You are listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU women's basketball faces UNLV with pregame starting at 6.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
What are the biggest leftover questions we have after Sean Payton announced that he's giving up play calling? I think one of those questions is pretty fundamental. Also, Sean Payton asked out at the Combine What would have happened if Bo Nix never got hurt as he sat down with Rich Eisen? We'll get to that here shortly. First, calling all wrestling fans, we have your chance to go to Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. It's the Superfan Send-Off presented by 303 Law 4040. Here's what you get. A pair of 2-night tickets to the event, round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Las Vegas, 2 nights hotel stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. For more information and to enter, head to denversports.com/superfan. Real quick, let me just get this thought out of my head with the Avs, and then we're going to move on.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this draconian schedule that is awaiting these Avs. 27 games in 51 days to finish the season. And, I asked, man, should they forcibly load manage some of these guys, given how much they just poured out physically, emotionally, mentally in the Olympics? They're going to have 5 games in the next 7 nights starting tonight, also with a back-to-back in Minnesota tomorrow night. What's crazy is the break that they just got from the gold medal game on Sunday morning to playing on a Wednesday night is going to be the biggest break they have until the end of the season.
And that's crazy to even think about that. Those men are going to be tired. They're going to be wore out mentally, physically, like you just said, emotionally, and they're going to have to find a way through it. And that's why I brought up, hey, maybe the depth on this team, and we still have, some money. We have enough cap to where they're going to go out there, Chris McFarland go out there and add a couple depth pieces to help out. But, man, everybody is going to have to pull their weight. The guys that were in the Olympics, they're going to have to, of course, pull their weight. But the guys that have been resting have to do a little bit more.
Totally.
The 2 goalies, Wedgie and Blackwood. Weggie's going to be in between the pipes tonight. They have to just do a little bit more knowing that their guys, some of the star guys, they're going to be exhausted.
No, I like that. It's you got to pick up some of the slack, if there is any slack at all. And hopefully Wedgwood, Blackwood is a little bit maybe inspired by what they saw from Connor Hellebuck.
They should be.
They should be, no doubt. Okay, so some leftover questions we have after Sean Payton announced he's giving up play calling yesterday. One, I think, is pretty fundamental. Do you trust a first-time play caller in a championship window? I mean, this is pretty unique here.
This is big boy stuff right here. This is huge. And you know what, Z? We should trust Davis Webb. Why? Because you should trust Sean Payton and what the Denver Broncos are doing. The Denver Broncos decided, hey, as a collective group, and Sean Payton himself said, I'm going to step down and let Davis Webb call the plays. There's a reason for that. Sean believes that Davis Webb is, 1, ready, 2, maybe he's going to think outside the box, be more creative, be more explosive with the offense. On top of that, it seems like the players are happy that Davis Webb is the OC. Bo Nix being one of them.
Yep.
So I think that we should all be excited and say, yes, Davis Webb is ready for this moment. Davis Webb knows if he goes out there and he crushes this moment and has a successful year offensively, he will be a head coach. My guess is next year.
Agreed.
Just because of that. So, yeah, the answer is he is ready for it. They have a chance to go to a Super Bowl, but they all have to be all in. Davis Webb has to have a great game plan, and it starts with getting everybody involved. The guys that have been getting involved with Troy Franklin, Cortland Sutton, Pat Bryant, but now Marvin Mims. What are you going to do with him? Evan Ingram, he's back. What are you going to do with him? The new additions in the draft, if you go out there and get a receiver and another running back. All right, what do you do to help elevate Bo Nix?
Well, that's the, if I'm being honest, that's the $250 million question. Could it be a $300 million question? I mean, the price tag on the modern day quarterback, heading into 2027, it's almost unthinkable. But that's what's on the line for Bo Nix. And the thing is, and I've said this for years, if you are the Denver Broncos, you hope you're in a position to sign your quarterback for $300 million. That's the hope. And I know it can be a little bit counterintuitive, but that's the real here. But I also, yes, I understand why you answered the question the way that you did, that yes, I trust Davis Webb because Sean trusts him. This is why we're having the conversation. But also, it's hard to trust someone, legitimately trust them, doing a job that they've never done. Trust a lot like Sean will tell you confidence. He'll say, confidence comes from demonstrated ability.
Yes.
Well, if that's confidence, what would you say about trust? Trust is what? Trust is earned. And so I think that to a certain degree, there's trust, but there's also faith. And faith is based on things that you have not seen. That's faith. And there's a healthy dose of faith involved here with this decision. And obviously, we're all hoping it pays off in spades.
But see, that's anything you do. Anything you do. Anytime somebody hires a guy, even when you first got here, they're saying they have some trust in you, but also faith that you're going to get this right. Mm-hmm. Because whoever that guy was for you, Armin,
yeah,
he's like I trust him. I have faith in him. I like what I hear from him. In this case with Davis Webb, he's been there for 3 years. He's been around Sean Payton. He's been around all the quarterbacks. George Payton is another one he's been around. So it's like we trust him because of what he's doing in that building every single day that we don't see as fans.
Sure.
What he's doing, all right, when we're not looking, or getting the game plan going. He's the pass game coordinator before he was the OC. So he was getting the game plan going with the passes, and you're like, he can do it. All right, then you go out there and you see that Davis Webb had Bo Nix's back when Sean was going after Bo Nix, and Davis stepped in and said, hey, look, you're wrong. He's right. That's when you're saying, okay, this guy, he can lead this offense for us. And then there's a guy that just won a Super Bowl this year, all right, by the name of Mike McDonald. Nobody knew about that man. I know I didn't. 2 years later, he's in the Super Bowl, and he wins that thing.
Yep.
Nobody knew about that guy, but somebody said, we have to trust you. We have to have a little bit of faith, and you know what? It paid off. So for Davis Webb, this is his moment. He knows if he goes out there, like I said earlier, and crushes it, that's his best opportunity to be a head coach. If he does not, it's going to take him some time to climb up that board, climb up where he needs to go to be that head coach.
Well, yeah.
You still have Sean that's going to be right there with him side by side.
Totally. And I like the move. I really do. And I'm so wildly interested. And I have 4 or 5 more questions that relate to the move. But it's pretty unique that it feels like, and this is going to go down another rabbit hole, but like, are the Denver Broncos entering a Super Bowl or bust window? Because the two teams that play across town, they're in championship or bust windows. If the Denver Nuggets don't win the championship this year, it's a failure. If the Colorado Avalanche, maybe even more so, if they don't win the championship this year, it's a failure. Are we at that point with the Denver Broncos?
I mean, they have everybody coming back. You got Davis Webb, who's been a part of the mix. He's the offensive coordinator. You got VJ as the defensive coordinator. You got your head coach back, your quarterback who's going into year 3. Ownership, everything is going the right way. Offensive and defensive line is pretty much secured.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, this is more of a like championship or bust because you are just one game, actually one half away from going to a Super Bowl. And you have Bo Nix that's going to be healthy at the beginning of this year. Hopefully, he can stay healthy the whole year.
Totally. And I figured you would answer the question like that.
Oh, you try to trap me?
No, I'm not trying to trap you. But it's just again. I just want to emphasize, I'm wildly interested in this move. I know that Sean Payton, if things are going awry, can always take the play calling back. But it is. I guess a little bit unusual that you are in a potentially, and I guess it depends how you view it, but a Super Bowl or bust season.
Do you believe the Denver Broncos are?
Yes. Yeah. When you are in the Final Four and everyone's coming back, yeah, you're in a Super Bowl or bust window. Now, as always, how does it look? How does it actually fall?
Sure.
Because there's scenarios where I think you could, look at next season as successful without winning the Super Bowl. And I guess that flies in the face of, well, what do you mean? Because you said Super Bowl or bust.
Exactly.
Say you're in the Super Bowl.
All right.
And you lose to, say, that same Seattle team that they would have played this year. And I do believe that the Seahawks would have won had they played.
Seattle was loaded.
They were loaded and just so complete. And so, like, you talk about start to finish, like, they didn't really run hot and cold. They were just pretty awesome all year. Super complete, super well coached. So, like, I think there's a scenario. But now I'm talking out of the other side of my mouth of, like.
So no matter what, the Denver Broncos have to be in the Super Bowl. Is that what you're saying for it to be a successful year?
I think so. I think so because if you're in the Super Bowl, you're advancing past what you did the previous year.
Yes.
And even if you don't win it, again, I go back to what I was saying, 3 months ago, like the value that I put on just making it to the Super Bowl is immense. It's incredible value. So yes, Super Bowl or bust, big picture mostly, even though I do think there can be room for some nuance if you made it to the Super Bowl and lost, and well, how did you lose, and what was the circumstances surrounding it, stuff like that.
I'm with you. Get to a Super Bowl, and then we can talk about it. How did the game look if you lost that game? But you have to get there. You're one half away from the Super Bowl. You didn't have your starting quarterback. You're going to have him back. Or you have a new play caller. You have a lot of your familiar faces coming back that are huge, huge for your team. You're going to add a little bit more because you have a little bit more money to spend. You're going to go to the draft and get a couple of depth pieces or guys that can play right away, whatever the case may be. You got to get to the Super Bowl.
So anyway, like I didn't think we would have that conversation today, and I know it's going to be prevalent throughout the offseason for sure. But I brought it up just because it is an intersection of a potentially, depending on your opinion, it's an intersection of a Super Bowl or bust season with someone who's going to be in charge of the offense that's never done the job before, and that's just kind of unique, and. What happens a lot of times is you go, well, I guess, I'm second guessing myself. What I was going to say is a lot of times you can go win the Super Bowl and your coordinators get plucked and then the year after. But we also see a lot of times that teams that do advance far into the postseason fall short. Their coordinator still gets hired, So it's just there's some pressure here. There's some pressure for Davis Webb because there's this idea that and you want to know what? I'm going to play the Sean cut and then piggyback off of Sean because this was Sean from yesterday on if he looked at the offense and thought that they needed a new play caller.
No, it wasn't that because, look, we finished 10th this year and we had a good team. There's certainly things that we want to be better at, but it's also being quicker. And, look, it's only if there's someone that you feel like is good enough to do that, and – he'll have that opportunity, and like I said, having done this before, I can recall how it was, and I'm sure there's going to be times where I said, this is what I want to run, but there's trust there. There's trust with his ability and trust in our relationship.
Okay, so really interesting response, and I think that what I wanted to emphasize sort of had to do with the beginning of that quote, where it's like, hey, when you looked at the offense, do you think that you needed a new play caller? And his answer is no.
But he said no.
And he goes, we're a good team. We finished 10th. And so, in 10th in offense. So, like, now you're handing over the play calling duty. You had the best offense, basically, these last 2 years that the Broncos have had in a decade, right? Unequivocally. I mean, some of these offenses were not very good at all. Yeah. So, like, I think.
But Z, it wasn't good enough.
It wasn't good enough. But the challenge is now you have to be better. Like this entire offensive operation, like it's got to be better. And 24 points a game, yeah, that represents the best offense in 10 years, but it's still not good enough. And so you're asking someone who's never done the job to lift it, to raise it.
But see, this is where for Sean, it's like he has a little bit of faith. If you're going to step back, he's like, hey, look, he can do something that I can't, obviously, or I would never give him those play calling duties. And what I'm thinking is you're going to see this offense that's going to be able to stretch the football field horizontally, but also vertically and horizontally, like both of them. So what I'm saying is you're going to have that tight end coming across the field. You're going to have Marvin Mims and utilizing him more for his speed and Troy Franklin for their speed. You're going to see Bo Nix open up with his arm and be more aggressive downfield, something that Sean Payton was not willing to do, especially after Sean got spooked with Bo having all those overthrows. You have someone like Davis Webb that's going to be aggressive because he wants it. He wants to prove to the NFL world that he can be this guru, offensive-minded coach, and he is ready for that next step. And I think that's going to bring just a different level than it was this year. And I think that's why the Denver Broncos are going to have a better offense. It's going to look a lot better than it did even this year. Yeah, they were 10th, but when you're watching those games, it was very stagnant.
It could be frustrating, very hot and cold. Very hot and cold. I'm hopeful.
That's all we can do.
Very hopeful. Another follow-up question I have after this announcement, does Webb's offensive philosophy align with Sean's? Or is he simply calling the plays of Sean's offense? This is not the first time that I've asked this question. Obviously, we discussed it when we knew that this could be a possibility. And that to me is like, that's more of a fundamental question as well. Of like, how differently do you see the game from Sean?
Well, if we see a bunch of screen passes out there, we know Sean's running this offense.
But the thing is, like, those are in Sean's playbook. Yeah. Are you just picking plays from Sean's playbook, or how much of your own offensive ideology is going to be incorporated within Sean's offense?
I mean, if you're giving this man the play calling duties, you think he would have a lot of say in, like, these are the plays that I want to run. Now, it still might vary on the formations, and maybe it's building off of what Sean has done and say, hey, look, I can do a little bit more with this. But I would think that you're going to have Davis Webb sit down and say, look, these are our new plays. Now, it's going to be mixed with some of the plays that we because you can only do so many plays anyway.
Sure.
So it's like, hey, it's going to be the same type of thing, but we're going to be a little bit more aggressive. And maybe the read isn't Cortland Sutton. The first read's Troy Franklin on the other side on a post route, right, which is 10 yards and you're going by the field goal post. It's things like that where I think Davis Webb is going to be able to open up Bo Nix, open up this offense. It's something that Sean was not able to do because he was clouded. He was stuck in his ways, where you have Davis Webb with this fresh mind, fresh ideas, and Sean's going to let him do that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, this is so early, and I wonder if they right now in February aren't exactly sure what this is going to look like. They've like agreed to like a preliminary plan, but what does it actually look like? And how much innovation will we see from Davis Webb? If he's like boy wonder and everyone is obsessing over like this next great thing, well, what does that actually look like? And another thing I'm just curious about is the personnel groupings. It seems as if the personnel groupings drive Bo Nix nuts.
Yeah.
Are we going to see that curtailed a little bit?
I believe so. Like, that's something that has to be the first thing that you take out. Like, we can get to the personnel groupings as the year goes on, but let's get good at a couple things first. Let's get good with the same guys in for multiple plays. That's how Evan Ingram's going to get more involved. That's how Troy Franklin or Marvin Mims are going to get more involved, because they're going to be out there for consecutive plays. The running back's going to be out there for consecutive plays so that you can get in some type of rhythm, and Bo Nix can get in some type of rhythm with them. So I believe that the personnel groupings, they're going to be cut down a little bit more than people are thinking, and then you can add more. All right, this team has been put together and are going to be on the field together for what now? 3 years almost?
Yeah.
Bo's going to year 3.
Yeah.
So you can always add more and say, hey, you remember this play? We're going to add a couple more things as the year goes on. That's what's going to help us out. But you cut that down early so that you can get the fundamentals down, the basic plays down, and you build off of that.
Here was Sean from yesterday on, will he be micromanaging Davis Webb?
I probably micromanage all those areas. So it's not any one person's defense or special teams. It's the Broncos. And so there's some freedom, and yet you guys just haven't been in enough meetings.
And I think that's so interesting that there's some freedom, but like if you were in the meetings, you wouldn't even be asking me this question, because I want to know every detail about what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's where I find it fascinating of like what does this actually look like? And what does this look like? Because it's not going to be always harmonious. There's going to be bumpy roads. There's going to be games that are controversial and come down to, a play or a call here or there. That's just football. And like, who wins some of these tension-filled, and I'm not saying tension from like a personal like strife, like there's tension on game days. And like, who wins these micro battles, Sean or Davis, and what is that actually? The whole thing I find just fascinating.
It's going to be interesting because from what I've heard in the building, Z, throughout the year, even when they were winning, there was a lot of players, coaches were walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
because of the offense not doing their part. Usually they weren't consistent. So what does that look like if you're losing again? The offense is not doing well, but Sean's not calling the plays. Everybody's going to be walking on eggshells still because Sean's going to want it to look a certain way. But the dynamic has to be healthy, like the organic when they're going back and forth, because at the end of the day, he said it best. Coach Sean Payton, that is. It's about the Denver Broncos and what's best for the Denver Broncos. So hopefully they're on the same page throughout this year. And you don't have Sean that's sitting behind Davis Webb, breathing down his neck every step of the way. Let him go through these growing pains, knowing that at the end of the day, if it's not working out, you can take back those damn play calls.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. So here's my question. And I won't hold you to this because it's February.
Okay.
Will Sean Payton at any point this season take back the play calling duty?
If it's not going well, Z, Sean Payton is taking back the play calling duties. He already told us he doesn't know what he's going to do this year. All right, he needs something in his hands, like that play calling sheet. If they are struggling and it seems like everybody is frustrated, Sean Payton is not putting his team's faith in somebody's hands or faith in somebody's hands. He's going to say, if we're losing with me because we were one game away from the Super Bowl and we had the 10th best offense in this league. So, yes, if things don't go right by the beginning of this, I'm going to say the first 5 games, then Sean Payton's taking back play calling duties. Johnny Morton, right?
Yeah.
He was the offensive coordinator for the Lions.
Yeah, how'd that go?
And he got it stripped.
Yeah.
Campbell, Dan Campbell stripped it after 5 or 6 games?
Something like that.
So it would be something like that, similar to that.
Very, very interesting. That leash is a separate conversation. So we'll put a pin in that one and circle back to it and what that actually looks like. Because if you're going to say, I'll take the play calling after 5 games, you mean like after your offense looked after 5 games for 2 straight years? You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
So I find it fascinating. This was Sean Payton earlier today at the Combine, sitting down with Rich Eisen, asked about, hey, if Bo Nix never got hurt.
Looking back at the playoffs, the narrative is that had Bo Nix not broken his ankle, you could have won the whole damn thing. Do you feel that is fair or not?
I think it's unfair a little to Seattle in that, look, they did it. You know, it's like I'm reading the Twitter feeds on the Olympic hockey, and it is what it is. And so the timing obviously wasn't great, and yet certainly can't diminish from the first 2 years he's had as a pro. But it's tough. Look, it's a grind to begin with, and then the further you go, the more difficult it will be if you lose. And so it's tough to get to that spot in the playoffs and then, lose to another good team.
So he didn't really answer the question.
He was talking, but he didn't answer the question.
Yeah, he really didn't answer the question. And I love, there's not many NFL coaches who could start a sentence of I'm reading the Twitter timeline. You know what I mean?
I'm looking at the USA, read the Twitter timeline.
That
you know what I do.
Uniquely Sean.
But it was good for him to say it's unfair for Seattle.
I agree with that.
For Seattle, because, man, that was a hell of a team over there. And I don't believe, even with Bo Nix, and this is just me, that we beat Seattle because they're well put together.
I agree.
But do they get to the Super Bowl? I think we can all sit here and say our best chance to get to the Super Bowl was Bo Nix.
I believe they would have been playing in Super Bowl 60 if Bo Nix was healthy.
And there you go. But well played by Sean by not even saying that, because what do you do if you say that?
Right.
You throw Jarrett Stidham under the bus.
Well, it's also just a headline.
And it's a headline.
Sean Payton says, you know what I mean? And he's done that too many times.
Has a headline. All right, you kind of knock down your backup quarterback that you believe in, that you caught your shot with.
That's so true.
And so it's like, he's smart job of thinking this through before just going out there saying stuff, because Sean will say it.
He's learning.
He's learning.
He's learning.
Let's go, Sean.
He's growing. All right. Should Vance Joseph feel a certain type of way for something that is flying a bit under the radar? That's next.
During his best season as a pro, does Jamal Murray need to give his teammates a reality check?
Couldn't Jamal Murray sit down in that locker room and call guys out by name? Those sort of kind of conversations have to be had, and I don't think there's anybody better to do it than Jamal Murray, because he was the problem and is now the solution.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And look, when you're dealing with joint pain, you don't want just guesswork. You want a real plan. And that's why I send people to RegenRx in Denver. Their professionalism is on another level, guys. The moment you walk in, they're going to break down everything for you. Maybe it's the Wharton's jelly to support the joints, or maybe it's the shockwave therapy to wake up the blood flow. Whatever the case may be, they're going to sit you down, map it out step by step. And here's the thing, they don't just treat you once and disappear. No. At RegenRx, they even build a 6-month booster to keep your results feeling strong. That's how you know they're serious about your long-term performance. But here's the thing that everybody loves the most. The consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free. No risk, no commitment, just real answers. If you're dealing with degenerative joints or pain that's slowing you down, this is your chance to see if their treatments work for you. Look, if joint pain is stealing your explosiveness, your confidence, your ability to keep up with your kids, stop pushing through it. Your quality of life matters, guys. You matter. So take control of your life. Give RegenRx a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co for your free consultation. Invest in your future self and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Ready to free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Jackson Hewitt handles your taxes and your stress. Inhale on no surprise price of $149 or less. Exhale, paying more for complicated taxes. You won't. Inhale, new tax law knowledge. Exhale, missing out on your biggest refund? Certainly not. Don't miss paying $149 or less. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-7098.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-7098. That's 800-575-7098.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Are you worrying about those upcoming credit card bills after the holidays? If you're a homeowner, there's no better time than now to call American Financing and wipe out that debt, eliminate the stress, and set yourself up for a strong 2026. The Fed dropped rates for the 4th time in December. American Financing can help you access that equity in your home at an interest rate in the low 5s. You heard that right, in the low 5s. That is a much lower rate than the average 20% or more credit card rate. American Financing is saving their customers customers an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise to start the new year. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to see how much you can save. And they are closing some in as fast as 10 days and even delaying 2 mortgage payments. American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Call them today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
High five! Up top! Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Heck yeah! He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread. Yes! The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping. Woo! For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
Want to partake in our contest? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU women's basketball faces UNLV with pregame starting at 6.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come up the top rope with it. 1. All righty.
There you go.
Should Vance Joseph feel a certain type of way for something that is, well, I guess it depends who you are, but I would say it's flying under the radar a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it came out Sunday evening that the Broncos visited last week with veteran defensive coach Mike Zimmer about a senior coaching position. Nothing imminent, but according to Mike Kliss, there's mutual interest from both parties. Obviously, Zimmer is a lifer, but the Broncos' defense has been incredible. I mean, stellar.
Dominant.
Like literally dominant, historically dominant when it comes to getting after the quarterback, 5th most sacks in NFL history. How would Vance Joseph feel when you see this come across, the timeline or the ticker?
Yeah, I would imagine first Sean having a conversation with VJ about, hey, this is what I'm thinking, and I'm not thinking this because you're doing a bad job or I want to replace you. Zimmer's 69 years old. They're not replacing VJ with that, but fresh mind. All right, come up with a couple of different blitzes that can help you out because guess what? Everybody has game film for the past 3 years. We have to go out there and be a little bit more creative with these guys. Mike Zimmer may be able to bring that to the table, and the reason why I say that, Z, is I used to hate, and I brought this up a little bit yesterday, I used to hate preparing for Mike Zimmer's defense with the Minnesota Vikings because he was blitzing all the time, and there was times where he was bringing the whole house, the kitchen sink and everything, and you just don't know who to pick up. So bringing something like that to the table for Mike Zimmer, saying, hey, I can help your defense be a little bit more creative here or there. If you want to listen to me, then this can help us out. We can try it out during OTAs. So I think it's a great addition. You should always be trying to get better, always trying to find ways to be creative with your offense, your defense. So I'm not thinking that VJ is sitting there squirming in the seat saying, uh-oh, there's a guy coming here to replace me. That's not the case.
Well, I'll mention this. When Sean Payton hired Vance Joseph initially back in 2023, Mike Zimmer's name was also in the mix for that job. So it could be a little bit awkward.
Could be.
Could be just a little bit awkward, but I'm like you. I always welcome more information, even if it's information that I'm not going to use or like not necessarily like use in our show. I'm like always trying to gather more information and knowledge, and if that's what this is, then I love it. And Sean Payton has that. Hey, we can't get complacent, even though we were 14-3. I think this sort of like represents that, like we are not going to stay static.
Hey, Super Bowl or bust, right? People are saying that. I'm saying that. You have to get better. You have to continue to evolve, and then adding another really, really good defensive coordinator, defensive-minded coach is just going to help your team out.
All right, next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, Kareem Jackson, your former teammate, right?
Kareem. Hit the hell out of me, man. Hardest hit I ever took.
Is it number 1?
Yes, number 1. He damn near took my soul out. And it was Case Keenum, rookie year. Case throws the ball. It's a swing route. Case thinks it's a zone. It ends up being man. Kareem Jackson, who, by the way, was playing cornerback. And, by the way, I should go in there and talk to VJ, because VJ went into that game saying, hey, Kareem, he's old. He doesn't want to tackle anymore.
Is that right?
Man. That dude hit me so damn hard. I get to the sideline, and I just collapsed. I dropped. And I was like, that's the hardest I've probably ever been hit in my life, and never again will I have that happen to me.
I remember that hit. I remember his hit on his former teammate DeAndre Hopkins going back to Houston.
Like, Kareem, what did he do to you, man?
I mean, it was so violent. And obviously, Kareem developed a bit of a reputation.
Yeah, the record.
When he was transitioning from corner to safety, because he was a first-round corner.
Yeah, he was a hell
out
of
of Alabama for the Houston Texans. And when he left Houston and came to Denver, he was their all-time interceptions leader. I think he has since been passed. But he is serving as a Southwest Regional College scout for the Denver Broncos. And he's representing the team at the NFL Combine.
The more the merrier. You get more guys involved. Sean loves his players, loves to help them out. This is helping Kareem Jackson out, and also Kareem can help out by saying, hey, this kid right here, he looks really, really good. I love what I see on film. You pass the film on to the head scout, and you go from there. So good on Kareem trying to find his way in this NFL world, life after football, because he played for, 13, 14 years?
A long time.
And so now even that transition now, even after playing that long, it can be hard on a player mentally. It's like, what do you do? Sean Payton's going to go through it with the play calling. Yeah. What are you going to do?
Right.
You have to find a way to fill that void.
All right, next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3!
All right, David Adelman said yesterday that his hope is to get the full group of Denver Nuggets back with 20 games to go. Here's the problem. 20 games to go is 1 week from now. He wants Peyton Watson and Aaron Gordon back within the next week. He could want it. I just don't think that's going to happen.
No,
I really don't.
You're not optimistic about it? At least one. Are you optimistic that one's coming back?
Yes, I could see Aaron Gordon coming back, because we didn't get to this earlier when we were talking about the matchup, but Adelman said yesterday, quote, talking about AG, quote, he did basically everything but the contact stuff. He got up and down. We did some situational defensive drills. He was part of that, but it's just going to be a day-by-day thing. I think the more he gets out there, just gets up and down and plays with contact, even if it's against our coaches, that would bring more confidence for everybody to feel comfortable with him coming back, end quote.
Right.
So, yeah, maybe if he's day-to-day, I could see him coming back in a week. I'll just tell you, every single time he hits the scorer's table to come into the game, I'm going to say a little prayer for a God I'm not even sure I believe in. I seriously, I am his importance, and I said it a month ago, and we ran a promo. 0% chance you're winning an NBA championship without Aaron Gordon. 0%.
And he can't have another situation where his hamstring is pulled again.
No.
Because my guessing is if it's pulled, he's done for the season.
Totally.
So
it's
there
been
you go.
3 times in 9 months. And it's not, I know I mentioned this earlier in the week, but I talked with Dr. Joe Ramos about this. Like, each additional pull, it doesn't go back to 0. Like, each additional pull is massively more detrimental than the previous pull. And so you're already 3 in 9 months. I'm nervous about it. And I don't know how you can't be, quite frankly, given his importance to this team, that when he's on the floor, your defensive rank is 3rd, and when he's not on the court, your defensive rank is 27th. Hard to get more glaring than that.
There you go. Dr. Zach has spoken. Not another pool, AG. Not another pool.
Oh, my gosh. All right. We'll see how that shapes up here over the next week. Hey, Calvin Booth. He sat down for the first time and opened up about his departure from Denver. And let me just say, kind of wild. You'll hear it next.
Do the Broncos need a major reset at tight end this offseason?
Give me a break on this tight end room. Seriously, get this tight end room fixed. It's time to upgrade it. We put it on the back burner long enough. Eventually, you got to upgrade this thing, and this is the offseason to do it.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
I am down 60 pounds because of SodaWeightLoss.com. The weight came off a few years ago, and it came off naturally. And I got to tell you, having my own nutritionist, someone who is always available via text, made all the difference. It's real support from a real person. That's what keeps you consistent with SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda is the #1 weight loss company in America for client satisfaction and results. Clients look and feel 10 years younger, just like I do. I move easier, I sleep better, I got my confidence back, baby, and all thanks to SodaWeightLoss.com. And here's the best part. Join now and your partner joins for free. You start together, you support each other, and you both get younger, feeling healthier versions of yourselves. Call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. That's 1-866-800-SODA. Join Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Go to SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, it's got to be state-of-the-art.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Hey, what's up? It's Zach here. And if you're looking for your new go-to spot in Centennial, the Basketball Social House is it. Award-winning food and drinks, an incredible weekend brunch, and a brand new sports bar entertainment space where you can catch every Colorado game. Even if you're not playing, it's a great hang. But if you are, their private basketball suites are unreal. Full court, lounge, music, TVs, the whole setup. And because you're hearing this from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental. Just use code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, you're going to love this place.
Switch to TurboTax and file your own taxes for free in the app. Because free shouldn't cost $15.99. Right? Free Tax USA? Or is it cost $15.99 Tax USA? Switch to TurboTax and file free. Free state, free federal, 100% free, 100% guaranteed. Now this is taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Switch to TurboTax and file your own taxes in the app for free by 2/28. Excludes TurboTax expert products. $15.99 charge from Free Tax USA is for state taxes.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225 or visit BigLou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-777-1225.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here. Denver is Truck Month only at Bozarth Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, where every new and pre-owned truck comes with a spray-in bed liner included. That's right, every new truck, every bed protected. Plus, take advantage of deeply incentivized programs on all the new and pre-owned trucks, including the new Silverado and Colorado, with offers designed for their customers to take advantage of. Work harder, play harder, drive smarter. Only at Bozarth Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, your trusted partner in automotive.
You're listening to Sports Talk Radio at work. So is your competition. So are your customers. Denver sports fans don't half listen. They argue. They text in. They remember stats from 1998. They remember who sponsors their obsession. Audio, video, or online. We've got every angle covered. DenverSports.com. Make your move.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with
Michael Malone's doing a lot of talking.
He is.
But he's talking about other NBA teams on the set of ESPN. Calvin Booth has been out of sight, out of mind. All right? And he popped up and joined Kevin O'Connor, which I thought was interesting because Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer, I believe, or no, maybe Yahoo, I think now. Kevin O'Connor was the podcaster / basketball writer that had Calvin Booth on the record years ago when Calvin Booth said he did not realize he was on the record when he told Kevin O'Connor after the 2023 championship season that he wasn't obsessed with going back to back.
Yeah.
He was trying to create a sustainable winner in Denver. And that got him in some like hot water and may have even been the genesis of the fracture or maybe even war between him and Michael Malone. And so I thought it was interesting that he circled back with Kevin O'Connor. And one of the first things that Kevin O'Connor says to him on this podcast is glad to have you back once again on the record as a joke. and Calvin was like kind of liked it, kind of didn't type deal. But
you mother.
yeah. So one of the quotes that Calvin Booth made to Kevin O'Connor that has gone viral here locally and certainly amongst Nuggets Nation is when he said this.
And the last thing is I think I just made it look too easy.
What do you mean by that? A little too easy?
All right, so you're a podcaster, journalist, anybody that's really good at something, when they make it look easy, that was really, really hard to get to. A lifetime's worth of playing basketball, being coaching basketball, having conversations, scouting, doing whatever. For me to make it go in there right away, assemble a championship team, win a championship. I think when you take the Joker thing, the head coach paradox, ownership and their precedence, and hey, look, they have a formula that works. Championships in hockey, basketball, football. Arsenal will probably get one soon. I mean, and it's their prerogative to operate that way, and I think it's the right call. I'll probably disagree with their take upon executives, especially in this world, but like, who am I? They've been so successful, right? Maybe it's the right way to operate. But I'll say that you encompass that, all that, and some media manipulation, and then all of a sudden, somehow, some way, I'm not running an NBA team right now.
Whoa.
Okay. So there is a lot there. And by the way, I did a poor job setting it up. He is explaining when he is pointing to some of the other things that you're not hearing in the answer.
Mm-hmm.
He referred to the Joker thing and the ownership thing. He is trying to explain how he got to a point where he lost his job. And a part of his reasoning was that I just made it look so easy. Which honestly
go hand in hand. Like, you explain that to me. I made it look so easy. I lost my damn job.
Well, you're missing some context because in separate answers, he's expanding more on why he thinks this. But let me just say this on face value. It's a wild thing to say.
Yeah. He's confident now. That's a confident thing to say.
He's arrogant.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
And there's a difference.
There is.
There's a difference.
There is. Cocky, arrogant, different than confident.
Yes. And there's a lot there. When he says that, when he's referring to how the ownership group operates, in a previous answer, he was talking about how, and this is something that he was spot on with, by the way, and I've talked about through the years, they don't value executives. They don't. If they did, Masai Ujiri would have never left.
Yep.
If they did, Tim Connolly would have been looked at and treated like a top executive in the NBA, and he'd still be here and not make a lateral move, but a pay bump. That's why he is in Minnesota.
Exactly.
So I think when he says that, and he comes across really the wrong way, he just does. And but when he says, I made it look easy, I came in, I assembled this championship team. It's like, hold on a second.
Yeah, like pump the brakes.
Hold on a second.
Time out.
You did some awesome stuff and pushed the right buttons that got the team over the top. But when you say I assembled the championship team, that's an all-encompassing statement. You took the job with the best player in the world already baked into the equation with a secondary scorer like Jamal Murray. The trade for Aaron Gordon had already been made.
Yeah.
And so Michael Porter Jr. had already been drafted and developed. And so I think that he gets over his skis a little bit with how much credit he is getting himself. Not that he doesn't deserve credit, because he does. Christian Brown was a big part of that. That was Calvin's guy.
Mm-hmm.
KCP. Huge part of that. That was Calvin's guy. And so, but man, he sort of misrepresents things a little bit.
Well, but see, that's what happens when you do win a championship. And it's not just Calvin Booth. It's not just players and coaches. Like, once you get over the hump and you're a winner and you win, everybody wants to be the reason why.
Yep.
So it's like, why are you getting paid more than me when I was a part of that championship team too and I did my part? Why do they value you more than they value me? And so you have a bunch of people, even general managers, that feel like, hey, look, I assembled this team. Which you had help. It wasn't just you. All right, you took it over and you were able to get to the championship, but like, come on, the foundation was already laid out, submitting everything. You just took it to another level and adding a couple guys. But he's trying to advocate for himself. He feels like he's the victim. That's what it looks like.
Yes.
Or at least sounds like.
Yes. And this reminds me of Pat Riley's theory of the disease of me. The disease of me. It's a concept from Riley that basically, in his book, The Winner Within, he defines the disease of me as an overpowering belief in the importance of oneself over the team. And it almost always happens after success. And this mindset can lead to behaviors that prioritize personal agendas over collective goals and ultimately harming the team. And in this case, leading to a cold war between GM and head coach. And I can tell you, and we'll talk more about this tomorrow, but very, very little accountability from Calvin Booth in the situation that he has put himself in. But that's a wild quote. I want to hear it again.
Please,
you want to hear it again?
Yes, let's do it.
And the last thing is, I think I just made it look too easy.
What do you mean by that? A little too easy?
All right, so you're a podcaster, journalist, anybody that's really good at something, when they make it look easy, that was really, really hard to get to. A lifetime's worth of playing basketball, being coaching basketball, having conversations, scouting, doing whatever. For me to make it, go in there right away, assemble a championship team, win a championship. I think when you take the Joker thing, the head coach paradox, ownership and their precedence, and hey, look, they have a formula that works. Championships in hockey, basketball, football. Arsenal will probably get one soon. I mean, and it's their prerogative to operate that way, and I think it's the right call. I would probably disagree with their take upon executives, especially in this world, but like, who am I? They've been so successful, right? Maybe it's the right way to operate. But I'll say that you encompass all that in some media manipulation, and then all of a sudden, somehow, some way, I'm not running an NBA team right now.
Somehow, some way, I'm not running an NBA, and he says media manipulation.
Yes. He's blaming the media. He's blaming the media. He's blaming you, Z.
I'll tell you a quick little story when we come back of an interaction that I had with Calvin Booth this week. Okay. Also, how would we feel in Denver if the Broncos do what Mel Kiper had them doing in his latest mock draft? That's next.
Will the Avalanche stars experience an Olympic hangover after an emotional gold medal game?
Just to think you go 2 weeks like that and you battle the way they battled and you lost the way that they lost a game that you were better. How do you just get over it that quick? I don't know, man. I am concerned about a hangover here from some of these guys, especially the Canadians.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Fellas, happy Wednesday, happy hump day. But I'm here to tell you guys about something that you may not want to talk about, but we need to talk about it. And it's the low testosterone that you may be dealing with. Low T is an intimacy destroyer, guys. But I'm here to tell you at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they're experts in treating low T and other men's sexual health conditions. They treated tens of thousands of men across Colorado, and this year they're going even further to help guys out with their 4 targeted body composition plans, featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and even more. All designed to boost your energy, support the metabolism, and enhance recovery. Also, it can help accelerate fat loss. You heard me, it can help that fat loss go away faster. And finding out if this works for you is so simple. Go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com, take the 2-minute low T quiz. It's 10 simple questions, full of yes or no answers. Then schedule a consult. They're going to draw your blood and have the results within 30 minutes. The appointment is also only $99, which will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the thing, if the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is free. There's 5 locations out there to serve you as well, so there are no excuses. Go get treated. You could go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and also Colorado Springs. So don't ignore these signs. Give Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
This February, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. For 50-80 Exteriors, Colorado homes face more risk than ever from intense weather, including wildfire exposure. 50-80 Exteriors prioritizes fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance exterior upgrades with reliable quality installations. Protect your home with James Hardy siding, TimberTech decking, and Pella and Pervia fiberglass windows, all designed to stand up to heat, weather, and time. They also offer 60 months no-interest financing, 50 to 80 exteriors, the altitude of quality.
A careless driver caused your crash. Medical bills are piling up, and you might not be able to work. Life just got a lot more expensive, and you don't know what to do. At Berg Simpson, your consultation is absolutely free. We'll explain your legal options at no cost to you. Help starts with a phone call to us.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
Still haven't filed your taxes? You're not alone, but the longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties, interest, letters, none of it goes away on its own. At Advanced Tax Solutions, resolving IRS problems is all they do. Whether you're a year behind or 10, their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, stop the stress, and help you get back on track. Don't let another day slip by. A quick call could mean a quick resolution. Contact my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions today and take control of your tax situation before the IRS does.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU women's basketball faces UNLV with pregame starting at 6.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we'll get to Mel Kiper's latest mock. We were going to do it yesterday. But, Sean Payton came out and said, I'm going to give up play calling.
It's Sean's show, world. We're just living in it.
Yeah.
Anytime he talks, we listen.
Well, let me just get this thought of from Calvin Booth out of my head. And I hadn't shared it, and I wasn't going to share it, quite honestly. I told you guys behind the scenes what happened last week. Was not going to share it on the air because there's a lot of stuff that either happens or I know that sometimes is just not appropriate to share on the air.
Yeah.
And for a variety of different reasons. And the Calvin Booth stuff, when he said, in addition to I made it look so easy, that was part of the reason I got fired. And by the way, when he's saying that, he's saying, man, I made this move that directly impacted a championship. They don't value executives. And because I just walked in and went bing, bang, boom and won a championship, they're like, you know what? The next guys can do that too. Just like we moved on from Masai and hired Tim Connolly, and we had to move on from Tim and hired you, we'll move on from you and hire Ben Tenzer and John Wallace. And so,
and I get it, you would feel some type of way too if that's truly how somebody feels about you. It's like, damn, you don't value anything I just did here.
Yeah. So, do I think there's some victimhood happening here? I do. Do I think there's a lack of accountability? I do. But when he said at the end of the cut, that there was some media manipulation going on.
Yeah, what in the world is that all about?
I don't know. Phil, I don't know. Because we were all blindsided by this. Now, in terms of blindsided that he was going to lose his job with 3 games left, and so was Malone, in a way that is really unorthodox, if not unprecedented. And I would go with unprecedented. We had never seen that before. So I don't remember some groundwork being laid against Calvin Booth from the media. No, not really. But in his head, if you're looking for excuses on why something happened to you and you're not taking accountability, I suppose you can blame the media. We just watched Sean Payton yesterday being asked about his end of the year press conference and his comments about Bo Nix.
What he said.
Literally what you said, and he blamed it on Mike Liss. So,
my man Mike,
I guess anything is possible at this point. But again, if you don't want to take accountability and you're looking for someone to blame, I suppose you can throw the media in there. We just saw it yesterday. And I got to tell you, So I'm calling the DU game last Thursday. It was DU South Dakota. I'm doing play-by-play.
Dominated, right? DU dominated.
DU did dominate, yeah. And I had a big break at halftime, and he's like literally like 40 feet from me, sitting by himself underneath the basket. Sitting in like the courtside seat underneath the hoop, and I'm like, I'm gonna go, say hello. And me and Calvin don't know each other. We talked one or two times ever previously, and he talks to a million people. So I didn't go up there with the assumption that he knows who I am, right? But what I wanted to talk to him about was Payton Watson, because that was his guy that he identified, and no one saw the ascension of Payton Watson coming the way that Booth did. Booth drafted Payton Watson in the first round after averaging 3 points at UCLA.
That's crazy.
It's the lowest point per game in the history of any first rounder.
Talk about having faith in somebody.
Yeah, and he saw it. And then you fast forward to this year, the Celtics are in town tonight. The last time the Celtics played the Nuggets, P. Watt went for 30. He saw that, and I wanted to talk to him about it. And we did talk about it. And it was a good conversation for a couple minutes. And then I made the mistake.
Uh-oh.
Then I made the mistake and told him who I was. I work at the Fan, and I covered the team, and
He's like,
I'm the drive.
That voice sounds familiar now.
So I don't know. I don't know if he put it together that it was me, like personally, like Zach, and I'm like, oh, or if it was me just simply saying I work in sports media. One of the two. Phil, and again, I wouldn't be sharing this if he didn't just say that on the podcast, that there was media manipulation. When I told him that, he completely disengaged with me. Completely.
So like his facial expressions changed?
Completely shifted, disengaged, sat down, and stopped looking at me.
Damn.
Yeah. It was bizarre, to the point where I immediately texted our group chat, Dante, Drew, and you, like, you are not going to believe this interaction I just had with Calvin Booth. And again,
See, you're the man of the people. You're the man of the. Everybody loves ZB.
I don't know.
Z-Bird.
I don't know about that, but it was one of these things where it's either because I wasn't on here railing against Calvin Booth. Never. No. And what was I critical of maybe things like Zeke Nazi's contract or something? Sure, but that's part of the game, and he knows that. So I don't know if it was him personally. Oh, that's that guy from the Fan I don't like, or it was, oh, you work in sports media, and here I am having a conversation with you. But like hearing him say that to Kevin O'Connor, that there was media manipulation and that played a role with him losing his job, explains better to me why he behaved the way he did on Thursday night at Hamilton Gymnasium on the campus of DU.
So deep down inside, do you believe it's the media thing and not you? Because you've never ripped Calvin Booth.
Phil, honestly, I don't know, and I'm being genuine. I don't care. Yeah. I know in my heart that I've never made anything personal with Calvin Booth or anything like that ever. So like it's irrelevant to me what he has in his head and his heart. My guess is, if I had a guess, it was just me saying I work in sports media.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, I'm having a conversation with a sports media member, and I don't want to anymore. Because maybe in his head, you guys played a role in me losing my job. Whether it's real or not, in his head, that's what he might have had going around that dome of his.
Play the victim card.
So
blame us.
I don't know. I don't know.
I used to blame you guys. I used to blame you too when I was playing.
Did you?
Media.
It's the media.
It's the media. It's Zach Bye.
We all loved you, Phil.
Come on. But even every once in a while, I would have a bad game. You had someone say, hey, man, don't give Phil that tender. What? I need that tender.
Seriously, how much did that bother you when you were playing?
No, not a lot, because you're right. People didn't say a lot of bad things about me. And I was always understanding that if I didn't have a good game, like, you have to be able to come out here and get critiqued.
Yeah.
Like, that's your job. That's our job now. So I knew that. As long as somebody didn't take it personal or get too personal with it, I didn't care.
Yeah. By the way, I told you 2 weeks ago I went to CSU, Wyoming, the border war game.
Did. You and your boy.
Up at Moby. Yeah, I brought my 7-year-old son. Calvin Booth's son plays for CSU.
Forgot about that.
He is 6'10", Kerry Booth. And in the game that we went to, dude, he was tossing shots into the 5th row.
So he's like that.
He had, and I can't believe this is true for a college game, he had 6 blocks. 6 in one game.
6'10".
That is, yeah, he's 6'10". He's wiry. He's athletic. He's still raw. And he's on his third school in 3 years. I think he's bounced around a little bit, but it looks as if he's finding a home with the Rams. And I'm rooting for him because he was fun to watch the other night. Okay, we'll get to the Mel Kiper mock draft. How would you feel if the Broncos did what Kiper has them doing in his latest mock? We'll react to it next.
The champ! Are you ready? Do you consider yourself a super fan? Well, now's your chance to prove it. It's Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan Super Fan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040, sending you to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. A pair of 2-night event tickets, airfare, and hotel all included, plus a $500 Visa card. So get in the ring and enter now at DenverSports.com/superfan. That's DenverSports.com/superfan. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9th. Restrictions apply.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. What a deal.
Your new morning groove. Iced coffee from McDonald's, any size for just $1 until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The AutoNation flash sale is on for 1 week only. Drive with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. Don't wait. Save on thousands of new cars and trucks. All your favorite makes and models. 0 down plus 0 payments till June. We'll even buy your car and pay you top dollar on the spot. Don't miss this limited time event. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation.
Appraisal subject to verification. 60-month max term financing on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details. Expires 2/28/26.
Hey, Brandon Stokely here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Does the air in your home feel like the desert? You don't have to suffer any longer. Get a brand new humidifier for the lowest price of the season. Everyone should breathe easy and healthy in their home. What are you waiting for? Call Rocks Heating and Air for a free, no obligation estimate. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair, ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Free barbecue? Yep. Absolutely free barbecue.
Hey, everybody, Dan Jacobs, the barbecue lawyer at 303 Law 4040. It's 2026, and we are taking our free meal program to the next level, and I want you to help spread the word with me if you can. I got a brand new smoker, and this thing's a beast. It's over 6 feet tall, so we can cook that 1,000 pounds of free barbecue each and every month. Here's what you do. It's Eastern Hills Community Church, 4 to 6 p.m. every first and third Thursday. I'm smoking up delicious pulled pork or my addictive copycat Chipotle recipe, and we're serving it up for free. You just get in line, you pop the trunk, we put free groceries in your trunk, and then we ask you how many meals you need for the night. It's that simple, no questions asked. It's at Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road every first and third Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. Help us spread the word, and if you have any questions, you can always call me. The barbecue lawyer's number is 303 Law 4040.
Huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors. Finished basements, windows, and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Dunright. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, how would we feel if the Broncos did what Mel Kiper has them doing in his latest mock draft? So this was on the docket for yesterday.
Oh, baby.
We kicked it out of the rundown because we had so much stuff to react to with Sean Payton and George Payton.
Yeah.
And but I love Mel Kiper. You know, Mel Kiper is really, you know, I've referred to him as the godfather of the NFL draft. The NFL draft was not a deal back in the day. It was not a deal. There wasn't wall-to-wall coverage. There was barely any coverage until Mel Kiper leaned totally into it, cornered the market, and turned it into basically like its own cottage industry. Now you have a mock draft that's released every other day from 100 different people. And
it doesn't mean he gets it right all the time.
Definitely not.
You know, but it's entertaining.
Definitely.
It's very entertaining. You learn a lot about these players because that's what happens is there's so many players out there.
Yep.
And people are trying to figure out, okay, who's going to be a Denver Bronco? Well, Kiper's going to sit there. He's going to put together his draft board and explain these players to you and why they would be a great fit here in Denver or wherever else you are.
Yeah, and honestly, Phil, especially when you're picking 30 like the Broncos, I am so unbothered whether you get it right or not. Like when you're picking 5th, it's more relevant. But the draft can be so random. One pick can throw the whole thing off. The domino sequence that follows, it's just, So, but what it does for me is it's sort of just like game theory. It's thought exercises on, yes, the player for sure, but just the positions and positional value and all that stuff. So in his first mock draft, this is number 2. In his first mock draft, if you remember, because we talked about it in January, He had the Broncos drafting a defensive tackle from the Florida Gators named Caleb Banks, who was banged up this past year, but his 2024 tape really impressed Mel Kiper. He had 4.5 sacks in that campaign, a good interior push from that D-tackle spot. Kiper said his real impact, though, is a run defender. This dude, Caleb Banks, is 6'6", 330, stuffs ball carriers, makes plays behind the line of scrimmage, all that stuff. So that was his first mock. The mock that came out yesterday, the Denver Broncos are on the clock and make the selection of safety out of Toledo, Emmanuel McNeil Warren. And here was the explanation. Okay, here was the explanation from Mel Kiper. Quote, the Broncos have 2 solid safeties in Talanoa Hufanga and Brandon Jones, but this pick might not reap immediate rewards, but neither did Jahdae Barron last April. Denver is planning ahead in the secondary and building something there as coach Sean Payton focuses on keeping this defense strong. McNeil Warren is a bit of a sleeper right now, but I think he could have been a top 15 pick had he played for a Power 4 team. His performance against Kentucky at the beginning of the season got my attention. He had 11 tackles and a fumble recovery in that game. His tape shows real speed to the football, and he has 5 interceptions and a whopping 12 forced fumbles over his 4-year career, end quote. What do you make of it?
You know what? I'm not loving it. Mel Kiper, usually I like your draft board. I usually like what you bring it to the table. This time, I'm not liking it. I can get down with the defensive tackle. John Franklin Myers, it seems like he's out the door. You need the depth there. So, okay, go ahead and shore up the defensive line again. But go for a safety. Brandon Jones, Hufanga, some really, really good safeties when they're healthy. I need somebody that can come in and make an impact now. Let's go offensively. All right, go for that tight end. We talked about Kenyon Shadiq, right? Go for somebody like that. Go for a slot receiver if that's what you feel like it. Go for a running back. Give Bo Nix those weapons. And by the way, the Denver Broncos were not sitting there saying, hey, we can plan for the future with Jahdae Barron and have him just sit there. That was not their intentions. Their intentions were, hey, you're going to play in front of Jaquan McMillan, and that's the way it's going to go. And Jaquan McMillan said, hey, look, I'm here to make my money, and no, Jahdae Barron is not. He may be y'all's crystal, but he's not mine. And I'm going to go in there and prove it. So you don't want to have another guy that you're sitting there behind 2 really, really good veteran safeties right now when we're in a championship or bust type of year next year. I want a guy that can make that impact right now, Z. Give me the now. All right, he's a first-round draft pick still, no matter if he's the first pick in the NFL draft or the 30th. He's a first-round draft pick for a reason because he should come in here and make an instant impact. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I had no idea how you were going to fall on this, and we see it pretty similarly. I mean, if you're already saying that this is not going to be an immediate guy and sort of like a slower bake, look, if the guy's a game-changing safety, he's a game-changing safety, right? If you're going to tell me Steve Atwater or Justin Simmons or someone like okay.
But they're going top 10, my guess.
Yeah,
Steve Atwater.
Well, yeah, knowing what we know now, but like, one, I don't like the fact that what you pointed out, that it's almost like a succession plan and not for the here and the now. But 2, man, a safety in the first round, now again, if you're telling me he's going to be an all-pro and he's Justin Simmons, then okay, he's worth the pick. But in general, take the human being, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, out of it and just
position.
Just positional value historically. And what the Broncos need, like in addition to what the Broncos need, this would be, a safety from Toledo.
Damn, Z, you come a long way. That's how you used to feel about the running backs.
I did, and I still in general do. But here's the difference: running back is an incredible position of need right here, right now for the Broncos.
Of course.
Safety is not necessarily. And if you're telling me you're going to draft someone else to be on the 2 deep like Barron was his rookie year,
just sit there and brew.
It's not like that exciting, and the draft isn't just about, sizzle. It's about substance. I got it. But from a positional value standpoint to what you already have at the position to you just drafted in the secondary a year ago, you need help offensively.
And even defensively, like defensive tackle, but the one position that still needs to be filled, unless you bring both Sternad and Singleton back, it's an inside linebacker. And all I have heard from Cecil and all these other guys is, hey, it's a rich inside linebacker class, and there's going to be a lot of them out there in the first 2 rounds. So why wouldn't we go out there and get an inside linebacker that has fresh legs, that's young, that can cover? You don't know what Drake Greenlaw is going to look like next year. You don't know if the man's going to be available. You don't know if you're bringing back Alex Singleton or Justin Sternad. So, Mel Kiper, what are you doing, baby? Inside linebacker, if you're not going to go get that receiver, that tight end, that defensive tackle, go get you a damn inside linebacker.
Well, if we were to narrow it just between Kiper's first 2 mock drafts, D tackle out of Florida, Caleb Banks, in the first, and the safety out of Toledo in the second, Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Sounds like you like the D tackle.
I love them trenches just like you do, Z.
Feed them.
Give me one of them big boys that eats the run. Them big boys that can help Zach Allen out. Yes, give me the defensive tackle. I don't want a safety right now. We have enough safety help.
Yeah, I agree. Given between those 2 choices, give me the trenches every single time. All right, we got a curveball that we did not see coming that involves both a rare intersection of the Broncos and the Buffs. What? That's next.
By trading away Sam Girard, are the Avalanche preparing to make another big move at the deadline?
Look, we got to figure out what he's going to do on the ice, but I think this is a smart move. You're getting out of a contract. You're getting out of a player that's a little bit of a liability when the postseason comes because of that size on the back end. You're getting a little bigger, and you're getting freed up money at the end of the season. I think this is a really good first move from Chris.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Brendan Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Looking for the best deal on TRT? Don't pay hundreds of dollars out of pocket for a franchise or settle for one of those one-size-fits-all from your doctor just because they take your insurance. At Synergetics and Low T Center, you can get powerful TRT dosed to your body and get it covered by insurance. Synergetics and Low T Center work with your insurance plans and customize each dose of TRT for maximum effectiveness and safety. It's TRT that actually works with your body. And this February, they're offering free testosterone tests and discounted peptides and GLP-1s to make getting your life back as easy as possible. Don't miss this opportunity. Go to Synergetics.com or LowTCenter.com to book an appointment online.
Hello, Colorado. This is David Szymanski with U.S. Mortgages, the home of Yes, You're Approved. Have you wanted to purchase a home or refinance one and been told no due to high debt ratios, low credit scores, employment length, or any other options that most banks deny? Well, we've expanded our guidelines to allow no W-2s or tax return options. If you're finding it hard going a traditional route, you might just need an out-of-the-box lender. We can approve with bank statements only, asset depletion, DSCR, DTIs over 50%, and less than perfect credit is okay. Don't let fear or someone else's no stop you from saving money on a home you own or buying one. At U.S. Mortgages, we say yes. No upfront fees and no risk, and our number says it all. 303 low rate. That's 303 low rate, or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. Equal housing lender. License 392126.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU women's basketball faces UNLV with pregame starting at 6.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, we got a curveball today that we did not see coming. And it's an intersection of the Denver Broncos and the CU Buffs. What in the world? We'll get to it in 10 seconds. First, calling all wrestling fans, we have your chance to go to Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. It's the Superfan Send-Off presented by 303 Law 4040. You get a pair of 2 nights tickets to the event, round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Vegas, 2 nights hotel stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. For more info and to enter, head to denversports.com/superfan. I have made myself available to the winner of that contest. Legitimately, if you want to bring me to this event, the granddaddy of them all, I will literally tell my wife I won't be around for a couple days and go to Vegas with you.
Well, good luck, brother.
All right. So a curveball that we didn't see coming that involves both the Broncos and the Buffs. What is happening
Yeah,
here?
what are you talking about?
Robert Livingston, the CU defensive coordinator, the highest paid coordinator in the history of the university.
Yeah, he's getting ready for the season. Year 3. He's getting ready.
Spring practice starts this week. He's due to make $1.6 million.
Show him the money.
And today he left. He left right before the season started with I would imagine, no warning.
Well, I mean, this just got sprung on us today. You just got done saying 1.6. My man Robert Livingston was going to make this year. The season's about to start, and yet he jumped ship. He jumped ship. What in the world is going on? The first thing that comes to my head is, chaos. Chaos over there in Boulder. Your defensive coordinator, who's one of the highest paid coordinators, well, actually is the highest paid coordinator in Colorado history, the bus history, he's no longer there. This is something that maybe you do before the season even starts, like, hey, like get ahead of it so that you can do a great search and you can be prepared for this. But it doesn't look like, and I'm speculating, I don't know what's going on up there right now. I'm going to have to figure things out and find out some things.
Yeah, get on that case.
Oh, you know I will. You know I'll go up there. I don't know if they'll welcome me, but I'll be up there. And it's just a little weird.
Very weird.
Robert Livingston's going to give up $1.6 million to go be with
the Broncos as the defensive pass game coordinator.
So he's going to pretty much take a demotion to be a pass game coordinator for VJ, because VJ and Robert Livingston, they have a relationship. We're on the same team together with the Cincinnati Bengals, so it makes sense, right there.
Yeah.
But $1.6 million?
Yeah.
And you're leaving that on the table?
He's not getting 1.6 to be the defensive pass game coordinator.
What's your thought process?
My thought process is typically human beings, when you have two similar jobs, and I know one's in the NFL, so like if you're just looking at the NFL shield, that's a higher status and level.
He did that already. Robert Livingston, he was already a defensive backs coach for the Cincinnati Bengals, so he did that.
He was in the league for years. He was in the NFL for years, left the NFL to take the defensive coordinator job, to take that level of money. And I would just say the history of human beings, if you're going to do similar jobs, similar, not the same, but similar in the same field, and one is going to pay you significantly more money. Let's just take the most conservative route here possible. Okay, let's take the most conservative route here possible. Let's just say it's half of the amount. Okay, so instead of making 1.6, what is that? 800,000?
Yeah, around there, yep.
Which I don't believe that's what he's making. Okay, but let's just play the game and take the most conservative route possible. You're going to cut your paycheck in half? What? Why would you do that? What do you not want to be a part of? Like if you thought you were going to have a lot of success this coming year and you were getting paid twice the amount and you liked the work environment that you were in, this is a no-brainer. Because, in some ways, it's definitely cutting your paycheck at least in half. I would probably closer to thirds. And to be I don't know.
It doesn't make sense.
My instinct says, without knowing the intricacies of what's going on, just on surface level, I would say, man, he really does not want to be a part of what's going on in Boulder. To sacrifice financially that much.
But now, do you blame him? And I don't mean because of Boulder and Colorado and Coach Prime. What I mean by that is, in today's college football landscape of how things are going with these players that are 17, 18 years old, and you're having to kiss their ass, and you're having to, do whatever you can to keep them there or get them in the building, give them as much money as possible, $400, $500, some are getting paid $1 million, just for them to turn around and leave you, and then you have to try to fill the void for not just one or two positions, but there's 11 guys that play offensively, defensively, and special teams. So as a defensive coordinator for the Colorado Buffaloes, the whole defense left. So now you have a new set of guys from all around the country that are coming here to play for you, that are old, young, and you have to reteach everybody, not just one or two or three spots, but everybody this scheme again. Go out there and try to win. There's a lot riding on it, because if you don't do well this year, we've been talking about maybe Coach Prime being on the hot seat. Well, guess what? DC's on the hot seat. OC's on the hot seat. Everybody goes on the hot seat if you're not winning games and it doesn't look good. And so I don't blame these coaches if you don't want to be in college football anymore, unless you're with a stable program that you know is going to be there for a while. And right now, Colorado doesn't seem like it's a stable enough program. And you have someone like Robert Livingston who's getting paid a lot of money, $1.6 million, and he just jumped ship. And he's with the Denver Broncos down the street. He cheated on the Buffs for the Broncos.
That's unreal.
Wow.
But I just can't get over the step back financially. This is not a traditional move.
No.
It's not. This guy's the highest paid coordinator in the history of the university. $1.6 million. And
do you think we're going to find the answer, the reason to all this? Is Coach Prime going to – because he's going to have to address this. This is his defensive coordinator we're talking about. There's a new one in town now, and Chris Marv, who was brought in to be the linebackers coach, coming out of Virginia Tech, and now he's the new DC.
Right.
So you're going to have him talk. So is Coach Prime going to shed light on what just happened?
Yeah, I don't know, because if this blindsided us today, did it blindside Deion Sanders? And if it did, will Deion feel some type of way about it? And spring practice starts this coming week. And so I'm really interested to hear Deion's comments about it. Will he just I don't know. I don't know the again intricacies of the situation, so I don't know if Robert Livingston, who had did an interview for the Cowboys to be their DC, obviously didn't get the job. But if that was the vibe of like, hey, Deion, like I really want to go back to the NFL, and if something opens up for me, I want you to be aware of like. So if that was what it was, then that's what it is. But if it's not that, and he was blindsided, you might hear Deion speak on it. So I don't know.
If you're blindsided, why would you go down the street? Like I'm gonna go to Denver. Like that's literally like 30 minutes away from Boulder. Like this is something that they have had to discuss for some time.
You would think. And he's filling the shoes of Jim Leonard, who took the Bills DC job. So I don't know. The thing that I can't reconcile is even amidst everything that you said of like, hey, you got guys, leaving and you got to reteach them the language and you're in this NIL world.
It's a lot.
I understand. And I know there's merit to what you're saying. But at the same time, $1.6 million, you can bring in kids from Czechia and I'll teach them my defense. But because I'm getting my $1.6 million.
I feel you.
When you voluntarily leave, you're not getting that. So like that just using my brain, like actively using my brain and deduction skills, it lends itself, and I'll change my opinion with more information. But based on what I know now, I need to get out of this situation. And if it means my paycheck literally gets cut in half, then that's what I'm going to do.
Look, it looks concerning. I'm concerned that the defensive coordinator decides to leave right now. All right, you have Jordan Seaton. What's in the bag, see? All right, your best lineman, that leaves.
Yep.
All right, best weapon, Amarion Miller, that leaves. The whole defense leaves, whether you cut them or they just left. And now you're getting ready for this year with a new DC that nobody truly knows about just yet. Robert Livingston takes a pay cut, goes with the Denver Broncos. Man, have you ever seen You Got Served?
I have not.
Man, you got to watch it. There's this part where they're getting ready to battle each other, like dance battle, and his name's Sonny. And they're waiting for Sonny to come. Sonny walks in, goes to the other side. And they're like, Sonny sold us out. What are you doing, Sonny? And the other crew end up beating him because of Sonny took all their moves and gave it to the other crew. That's what it feels like right now. Robert Livingston sold us out.
Oh, man. Wow. This is fascinating.
It's crazy, man.
Next week will be interesting when Deion gets up there and speaks about this situation. Did not see this one coming. All right, the Nuggets are on the primetime stage for a rematch with the red-hot Boston Celtics, but the dynamics have changed around this matchup, and we'll talk about why next.
Do the title hopes of the Denver Nuggets rest on one singular player?
I think it's pretty simple. They won't because Aaron Gordon isn't healthy. They will because Aaron Gordon is healthy.
I agree with you, 100%.
That's your stopper. That's your guy that is your matchup guy on the defensive end of the court. For me, it comes down to Aaron Gordon.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, it's Flo here to say drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Nice. With my new savings, I'll get some hiking gear. It'll be great for my outdoor era.
I don't know if it counts as an era if you just buy stuff.
I got a cute hiking backpack. It's an outdoor era.
Well, you only bought one thing. I don't think it's an era.
Well, I think we're in a agree to disagree era.
Yeah, sure, you're probably right. Anyway, with the money you could save by switching to Progressive, you can afford to switch to other things in life. It's
my savings era.
Also, everything you do is not an era.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Sex, intimacy, love. These three things are critical to a good relationship. And that's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're ED experts with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Your heat seems to be running a lot more than it should. Why? You might be surprised to learn it's because the insulation in your windows has failed. When that happens, your heat leaks out and the cold gets in. Talk to the pros at Window Nation and get new windows with big savings during Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. And ask how you could get a pair of Icon Pass 2-day sessions. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Schedule a quote now at windownation.com.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, "Don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food." But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Everything is getting more expensive. Gas, groceries, and especially rent, which can go up every single year. But as a homeowner, you have a secret weapon. While the world gets pricier, a fixed-rate mortgage stays exactly the same. That stability isn't just peace of mind, it's your family's financial foundation. American Financing understands home ownership creates wealth. Every monthly payment builds equity and stacks your net worth on autopilot. It's how the middle class actually wins the long game. Your home is a flexible asset. You can live in it, rent it out for passive income, or pass it down to your children. Renting gives you none of that. American Financing salary-based mortgage consultants can help you get pre-qualified with no upfront fees. Call American Financing today and get a pre-qualification letter in 24 hours or less. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net. Secure your rate, build your wealth, and get the cash you need. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit MAD.org.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
All right, we got Denver Sports tonight, baby.
Here we go.
Let's go.
We get a little bit of rebounds, a couple goals. Life is good for Colorado now. We gotta get some wins.
Well, we have Avs at 7.
Here we do.
Nugs at 8. Denver, the Nugs are on the primetime stage of ESPN, all right, facing the red-hot Boston Celtics, who are 9-1 in their last 10 games. We do know, let's just talk about from an availability standpoint, Jaylen Brown, all-pro, will play tonight in a way that he did not last night in Phoenix. Okay? On the ice, Brock Nelson.
The Brockster.
Nelson. You know we got to get, DG? You know we got to get, Dante?
Just Dante.
We have to get Paul Heyman from WWE announcing Brock Lesnar in the way that he does, but just cut off the Lesnar so we can just get Brock here on the iPad. That would be fantastic. So Brock Nelson, Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, we can't disrespect my man. He just won gold.
He will be out there tonight in Utah. We do not know yet about McKinnon, McCarr, and Taser.
Yeah.
They have popped up on the injury report with hurt feelings.
There you go.
I'm kidding. I kid.
That's why they gave him the teddy bear right after they got the ass kicked, so they can squeeze it.
Oh, no.
Squeeze it.
I still can't believe that they did that. Oh, my gosh. Like, talking about like a lack of awareness.
You see Nate Dogg probably abused that damn teddy bear.
Oh, my gosh. That was like Calvin Booth thought that was a lack of awareness. And if you haven't heard, Calvin said this.
And the last thing is, I think I just made it look too easy.
All right.
I'm just too damn good.
Holy smokes. I still can't believe he said that.
That's something I would say to my wife. Damn, baby, I didn't make it look too easy, don't I?
Oh, my gosh. And because our audience is always coming and going, it's almost not fair. Calvin Booth did sit down with Kevin O'Connor for the first time since getting fired. And gave his thoughts about things, and this was one of them. In his explanation of why he was fired, he actually said this.
And the last thing is, I think I just made it look too easy.
What do you mean by that? A little too easy?
All right, so you're a podcaster, journalist, anybody that's really good at something, when they make it look easy, that was really, really hard to get to. A lifetime's worth of playing basketball, being coaching basketball, having conversations, scouting, doing whatever. For me to make it, go in there right away, assemble a championship team, win a championship. I think when you take the Joker thing, the head coach paradox, ownership and their precedence, and hey, look, they have a formula that works. Championships in hockey, basketball, football. Arsenal will probably get one soon. I mean, and it's their prerogative to operate that way, and I think it's the right call. I would probably disagree with their take upon executives, especially in this world, but like, who am I? They've been so successful, right? Maybe it's the right way to operate. But I'll say that you encompass all that in some media manipulation, and then all of a sudden, somehow, some way, I'm not running an NBA team right now.
Whew, it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's kind of cringy.
It is.
I came in, assembled the championship team. It's like, whoa, hold on a second.
Joker, the coaching. I mean, I did everything.
like
damn.
Yeah, it's just he didn't come off. He didn't come off great. That aside.
Yeah.
Tonight against the Celtics. All right. It should be a fun matchup. It certainly was the last time that the Nuggets and Celtics shared the same floor. For my money, it's the second best win of the season after only the Philadelphia 76ers in Philly, 16.5-point underdog.
Yeah, I forgot about that one already.
Largest NBA upset this season that night, but I think it was actually the next game, I want to say. It might have been the next game. I'd have to go back and look. But after beating Philly, at some point not long after that, they went into Boston as 10.5-point underdogs and upset the Celtics. It was back-to-back games.
So they got them in back-to-back.
It was. So that was in early January. The Celtics were scorching hot at that time as well. They're having a really good season, but they were 10.5-point favorites. The C's were, and the Nuggets upset them outright. What's different and what's changed since then is that the last time these two teams played, Jokic didn't play. But you know who did play and went crazy, and it was a coming-of-age game for Payton Watson when he went for 30 points against the Celtics. So the star of that upset win is not playing tonight, but the star of the NBA is playing tonight. It's been a disjointed return for Jokic and the Nugs, and they're coming off what is arguably their worst loss of the season.
Z, how could you argue that? I mean, maybe you could say the Bulls, that one was bad. We were in the building for that one. But this one, the Golden State Warriors, not having a bunch of guys, Steph Curry being the biggest name there.
No Curry, no Porzingis, no Draymond Green, no Jimmy Butler.
And Jimmy Butler's been out with the knee. I mean, and you end up letting them beat you up from start to finish. We have to remember with the Nuggets, it was a slow start. And then the Warriors shot their way back into rhythm in the fourth quarter and it just took over. That's unacceptable. So now you have the Celtics coming here to your house. What do you do about it? By the way, you have not played well in your own house.
It's true.
So Jokic, the crew, David Adelman, they got to get their act together and find a way to beat the Celtics and get right back on track. This is a team that's inconsistent. There's games where they look really, really good, and there's games where it's like, what are you guys doing? Tonight cannot be that night. They have to find a way to get back on track. And you have someone like Jokic saying he's concerned. So I wonder what that's going to look like knowing that Jokic is concerned. How is he going to approach this game? How are the Denver Nuggets going to approach this game? Is it going to be more professional than it was against the Warriors?
Like the approach.
The approach,
yes. I mean, they were down 11-2 early stages of that game against Golden State. On national TV, no less. That doesn't help. But you have, so the dynamic here, and you pointed it out here, you have a Nuggets team that is not playing well at home. I mean, to put it lightly. They're 4 games above 500 in Denver, which is hard to believe. Now, they're the best road team in the sport. That's the other side of the coin. There's 3 teams in the NBA who have 20 road wins. Just 3. It's the Denver Nuggets with 21. It's the Oklahoma City Thunder with 21. And it's the Boston Celtics. So the Celtics are fantastic away from Boston. And quick house cleaning. There is one more team. It's Detroit, who has exactly 20 wins as well. So 4 teams in the NBA have 20 road wins. 2 of them are going to share the same court here tonight in Denver. Look, I like Denver tonight. I think the Nuggets are going to win.
All right.
The Celtics are red hot, 9-1 in their last 10. They're having a fantastic, unforeseen season without their superstar in Jason Tatum. And I think Joe Mazzulla, if I had a vote for Coach of the Year, I would give it to him. The Celtics are 38-19. And here's why I think tonight is interesting. If you believe, there's several reasons why it's interesting, but this is one of them. If you believe the Denver Nuggets still have a great chance to win the NBA championship, and I don't know if I'd use the term great chance, but they certainly have a chance, okay? You could end up playing Boston. And I know, like, maybe on paper they're not the favorite, but they have now passed the New York Knicks in the standing. They are now second in the Eastern Conference. They are looking up at only the Detroit Pistons. And guess how much playoff experience Detroit has to draw from?
0.
Almost 0. Almost 0. They've never won a playoff series together. So NBA history would say that team isn't going to the finals this year. Someone from the East is going to go to the finals, okay? It's not going to be 2 Western teams. The Cavs have been largely disappointing. maybe it's the Knicks. I would probably bet the Knicks right now.
I like the Knicks.
But if Jason Tatum comes back and he's already back practicing, it actually lives within the realm of reality. If he's already back practicing, that he comes back with 3 weeks left in the season, there's already, a bunch of chemistry there. They just need to have enough runway to reintegrate. They've been there, done that. This group they have championship equity to draw from. It's not crazy to think that the Celtics, of all teams, could be representing the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals.
I mean, you look at what's going on and how the Celtics are beating teams and how they're competing, and they play really good defense and they're fundamentally sound. I mean, it doesn't sound crazy. So maybe we have a preview tonight of what that could look like. Nuggets versus Celtics. I do have a question for you, and I was looking up some stuff. And it's interesting because the Celtics play a different style of ball. They're the slowest paced team in the NBA right now. Does that help or hurt the Denver Nuggets tonight with Jokic? Could that help him kind of jumpstart just because of the way Jokic plays the game, just getting up and down the court?
It's a really good question. One, I would say,
I genuinely want to know.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I don't have all the answers, but this is how I would go about answering it. The Nuggets have struggled so bad defensively. When you play a slower paced team that doesn't get up and down as much, it's going to allow Denver to set up their half-court defense. And so I think there's value in that. Defensively, let me just mention this too. The Celtics, 9-1 in their last 10. I mentioned that. But during that 10-game stretch, they're holding their opponents to just 96 points a game. That is remarkable in 2026.
Some good defense.
But they're playing an offense against Denver that is still the number one offense in the NBA, despite their defensive struggles. But that's how I would answer that. It's like, if you're struggling mightily defensively, and maybe they'll just, pass the hell out of the ball in the half court the way that Golden State did the other night and still just shred Denver in their defense.
They were like Kevin Booth. They made it look easy.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I had to do it.
No,
I love it.
I absolutely love it.
And the last thing is, I think I just made it look too easy.
But that would be my knee-jerk way of answering that question.
Okay.
How could the pace benefit Denver because they're the slowest paced team in the NBA, which I didn't quite realize, so you just taught me something there. I would say it'll allow Denver to set up their half-court defense, and that is typically always a bonus. So we'll see how it plays out tonight, but I'm looking forward to it. Jaylen Brown did not play last night. The Celtics still went into Phoenix, which is one of the better NBA stories this year, beat them by 16 points without Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown will be playing tonight. But the NBA is a crazy place. It's a long season. And just when you think things are zigging, they zag. I like Denver tonight on ESPN to take care of Boston and go 2-0 against the C's this season. So we'll see how it all plays out. Okay, this is KKFN. And KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive. Woo! Hour number 4 here on a Wednesday.
Let's go.
Officially closer to Friday than Monday.
Where's the smelling salts at?
Here on a hump day. Where are they gone?
I think so.
Wow.
You know Stink likes those.
Bunch of fiends.
Brings them back to the glory days.
I love it. So what are the biggest leftover questions we have after Sean Payton announced that he's giving up play calling? And I think one of them right off the bat here is pretty fundamental. Just how much trust can you have in a first-time play caller during what is arguably a Super Bowl or bust type of season? Certainly a Super Bowl window. Just depends who you are to define it Super Bowl or bust or not.
Well, let's just say this. They got the Denver Broncos, in my eyes, in my beautiful eyes, I call them these beautiful brown eyes of mine, they have to get to the Super Bowl. Now, winning it is another story. It's hard to do. They can win it, but they must get to a Super Bowl. They have everybody coming back. Coaching staff is coming back. A player that at the quarterback position we all believe is a franchise quarterback. And then all of a sudden, you're making a change at the OC position, the offensive coordinator position, by giving up the play calling duties if you're Sean Payton and empowering somebody like Davis Webb. this is getting to a Super Bowl or it's a failure of a year. I just had to shoehorn that in there before we get going.
Man, I think there could be a scenario where you don't win the Super Bowl and it could be looked at as success.
Okay. But do you have to get there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, if you hit your head again, and you pointed it out, but like you have so much coming back. You have so much coming back. I mean, you're making business decisions like letting guys walk because you feel like you're comfortable enough. They have depth. They have the experience. But there's a level of trust that this is taking to, for the first time in Sean Payton's career, hand over play calling to Davis Webb during this same window. You know, I think it takes trust for sure, but also a level of faith, because faith is based on things that you cannot see and I cannot point to other than a preseason game against the Cardinals, no less, where he has done the job before. So it's just, it's kind of unique.
It is, but everybody has to have that opportunity, see? Everybody has to have somebody that believes in them or has faith that they'll get it right. You know, for you, when you first got here, there was a guy that decided to hire you, and he trusted you and thought highly of you enough to give you the opportunity, and you have taken it and ran with it. You know, for me, it's another one, right? Like, this was new. You know, so you had to have some type of faith that this could work. Maybe it was a Hail Mary, but being partnered with you was the best thing that happened for me in this situation, in this journey. But it's a little bit of leap of faith, like this would work.
Sure.
And it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful, and the journey has been beautiful. And so maybe for Davis Webb, and he's thought highly of, not just in the facility, but I mean, my man was taking interviews for head coaching gigs and other offensive coordinator gigs. And you have Sean Payton, who's a bright-minded offensive coach that decides to step down, and give it to Davis Webb. That's because you trust what you have seen from Davis Webb so far. And Davis Webb has been with the Denver Broncos for 3 years. He's been in that building. Everybody's watching how hard that man works. You have to work hard in order to get a promotion. Well, he's getting the promotion because of what he has done, the trust he has built with George Payton, Greg Penner, Sean Payton, and even the trust that he has built with Bo Nix. That's more important when you can get your players to trust you and believe in you, which I believe they all do. All the players offensively, for sure, believe that Davis Webb can take them to that next level. That's what I've heard. And this is where it's like, you're all in. And that's why we still have to get to a Super Bowl. The train don't stop. It don't stop. Davis Webb has just been implemented and been empowered to keep this going or elevate this offense.
Yeah, elevate the offense is probably the best way to put it, because with handing over the play calling is an admission that it wasn't good enough. This wouldn't be a relevant conversation if the offense was good enough. But I'm just saying that, and I'm incredibly hopeful about what we're going to see. I'm excited.
Sure.
I'm excited. Well, I have some follow-up questions on that and why I'm excited. But you localized it to yourself.
Yeah.
And you say, hey, it took a leap of faith to bet on me. And now here we are, 3 years later, and the ratings are great, and our listenership is great, and shout out to all of our listeners who have made this possible. But you go back to the first year,
it was shaky.
It wasn't as smooth.
No, it wasn't.
And so here we are, that the Broncos are in a Super Bowl window, and you believe Super Bowl or bust.
Yes.
And someone who's never done the job before is going to start doing it during this intersection of time. And it's unique, it's noteworthy, because to think that Davis Webb is not going to have his struggles, we all struggle doing things for the first time. But the pressure that is with this a situation, given that the team was just in the AFC Championship, it's like, man, I'm fascinated by it. It doesn't have to be bad, but it's worth pointing out a unique dynamic of an intersection of a team that's ready to win a Super Bowl and someone who is going to be asked to basically elevate the offense, but you've never done the job. It's very interesting.
Yeah, but also when you think of Davis Webb, you got to think of Davis Webb, the guy that has been in the building as a pass game coordinator. So it's not like he hasn't been around the game, hasn't been around like calling maybe some plays, not on game day, but what usually happens with the pass game coordinators is they're going to have a time to go up there to the podium during offensive meetings and explain what's going to happen for the game pass-wise. This is what we're going to look at, and maybe Sean Payton puts it together, but Davis Webb is learning how to talk to the team. So he's going to be out there presenting, this is what the game plan is. And Z, this is what you're going to run, and it's going to be open, and you're the number one read, and you have to remember that, the safety is going to bite for this. All that, Davis Webb is explaining all that. So for the players, they're looking at it like, damn, he knows what he's talking about.
Sure.
Like, okay, like he's the one coming up with these plays. And it may be Sean in the background helping him out, but Davis Webb has to present this and be confident doing that. And then you have Bo Nix that talks highly of him, and now everybody's on board because you have to follow the leader, right? And Bo Nix is the leader. And if Bo says, hey, let's follow Davis Webb, then my guessing is everybody's going to follow Davis Webb. So what I'm hoping for Davis Webb is he brings the best out of everybody. And we talked about it yesterday, Z. I'm wanting to see more of Marvin Mims, Evan Ingram. I want to see more of Cortland Sutton opening up. I want to see Bo Nix get out of his shell early and throw them damn bombs down the field or deep balls down the field and not overthrow them. And I believe Davis Webb is the man for the job. Davis Webb is going to bring that out of Bo because he wants to be aggressive, and Davis Webb wants to prove to the NFL world that he can be this offensive-minded coach that could one day be a head coach.
Well, everyone that's come into contact with Davis Webb in a legitimate way tells you how great he is. So,
and he's not going to be perfect like you just got done talking about. He's not.
No. But Sean certainly was not. But I also it was interesting hearing from Sean yesterday when he was asked, hey, if you looked at the offense, when you looked, and this is such a fundamental question, when you looked at your offense, did you think that you needed a new play caller? And this is what Sean said.
No, it wasn't that. Because, look, we finished 10th this year, and we had a good team. There's certainly things that we want to be better at. But it's also being quicker. And, look, it's only if there's someone that you feel like is good enough to do that, and he'll have that opportunity. And like I said, having done this before, I can recall how it was. And I'm sure there's going to be times where I said, this is what I want to run. But there's trust there. There's trust with his ability and trust in our relationship.
It's a fascinating response, but to the core of it, to the core question of it, when you looked at your offense, did you think you needed a change? And his answer was no. I didn't think we needed it. We were top 10 offense. You're a 14-3 team. So sometimes and again, the defense was dominant, was the backbone of the team, and I know how frustrating the offense could be at some points to watch. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. But at the same time, I think Sean, well, and partially this goes back to, was this decision all his?
Exactly. And that's kind of where I'm at with things. If Sean thinks no, they didn't necessarily need it, then why did you change?
Correct.
Then why did you go with this younger Davis Webb guy, the bright-minded Davis Webb that could have went somewhere else to call plays? Because we talked about it yesterday, Z. My guessing is this wasn't all on Sean. Now, Sean had to make the decision, yes, I'm willing to step down. But there's people that are over Sean that's saying, hey, look, it's time for you to step down, buddy. Be the CEO of the football team. The situational football, the timeouts, looking at your team from a different perspective. That's what you need to do for us to get over the hump. And I think that's what the Denver Broncos needed. They need something different. They were very stagnant offensively. And I think Bo Nix needed something different that he could trust as well, not just Sean. And I think that's who Davis Webb is, a guy that's going to take some risks, a guy that's not going to do as many screens, a guy that's going to be able to open it up vertical but also horizontal. And what I mean by that is you have this tight end going across the field. All right, that's horizontal. You got Marvin Mims stretching it vertical. You need all of that to spread the defense out. And what does that do if you spread the defense out? It opens up that damn run game, right? Pretty simple. Damn, Z, I make this look easy.
Yeah, like Calvin Booth. Just like Calvin Booth. God almighty, we got to.
And the last thing is, I think I just made it look too easy.
Simple. Maybe I should be the OC.
Oh,
give me a chance, Sean.
Well, I'll say this. I think, I hope. I hope Sean Payton, he was asked, well, what are you going to do on game days? And his first response was, what? Do you remember?
I don't know.
He goes, I don't know.
I don't know.
And he goes, it's like you always have this thing in your hand. It's like, so what am I going to do with my hands? I'm hoping that Sean Payton ends up falling in love with being a CEO head coach. And did you know, if you watch movies, you watch like these old like battles and stuff, or what have you, through the course of time, and there's this army coming and the general is in the front.
Yeah.
That's not really how it used to go. The general was such a valuable asset. He would never be on the front lines. He would be in the back, and if he wasn't in the back, he would be perched at the highest vantage point so he could see the whole battlefield. And my hope for Sean Payton is that you take a step back and a step up and are able to see the whole battlefield in a way that you cannot when you're in the trenches trying to get your plays in on time.
Yeah. You're right about that.
And he used that word, when asked, hey, did you feel like you needed to give up play calling? And he said, no. But he said, but it needs to be quicker, and it used to be quick, and it's not quick anymore. And the hope is that Davis Webb calls it quick. In big, maybe high leverage moments, Sean Payton will step in, because he said there'll be times where I'll say, hey, call this. But in general, the best kind of bosses empower their employees, let them do their job. And we'll see what that looks like. I'm
excited, man.
Me too. I mean, there's a little bit of nerves, but more excitement of like, okay, this is the guy now. What does this look like? How does, and this is another core question, how does Davis Webb's offensive philosophy align with Sean's? Is Davis Webb, and I asked this question 3-4 weeks ago when the possibility of this was coming up, is Davis Webb simply calling Sean Payton's offense? So he's technically calling plays, but they're Sean's plays and Sean's personnel groupings back and forth? Or does his own philosophy that everyone seems to think is, the greatest thing this side of, Sean McVay or what have you, a young Kyle Shanahan, or, fill in the Liam Cohen, whatever. And it's like, okay, so if that guy's that smart, like maybe he should have a vote with the implementation of his ideas in addition to just him calling your plays.
No, I think there's going to be a little bit of both, right? I think for Davis Webb, he's been with Sean for 3 years, so he knows what Sean wants done. But for Davis Webb, it's like, hey, look, I can make your plays a little bit better. We can be a little bit more creative with this. Maybe we tag a couple other routes to this and other options that I've learned over the time, or just watching film would really work out. That's what you're looking for. There's only so many plays you can run, Z.
Sure.
So many things you can run. It's about the timing of the plays. It's the terminology so that everybody understands the plays. It's the setup of who's running the plays. It's things like that that can help out. And so for Davis Webb, it's like, hey, we got Marvin Mims. And I keep bringing up Marvin Mims because he's a guy that Sean has not been able to unlock for 3 years now. And so you have this guy that goes crazy in a playoff game, 8 receptions, 93 yards, and a touchdown to help win the game. You need more of him. He's a Pro Bowl punt, all-pro punt and kick returner. What can he do for you on an every down basis if that's the case? And I think for Davis Webb, it's about getting everybody involved, and he must have a plan, and that's why Sean's willing to take that step back, because Davis Webb can be creative with everybody and open this game up and this offense up for everybody so that they can put more points on the board, help the defense out, and get to a damn Super Bowl.
The personnel groupings.
Ooh-wee.
There's only one like Sean Payton that does it like this, where it's almost like hockey shifts.
It is.
Like line changes, but with football. And in Sean's history, that has been a strength. I know I referenced this a couple times here in the last couple weeks, but it looked like Mike Vrabel knew what plays were coming as they were being called in the AFC Championship game. And Jeff Legwold of ESPN.com did a informal poll among defensive coordinators and team executives and said that the general thought when it came to Sean Payton's personnel groupings is that it used to be an incredible strength, and that's no longer the case. They're just tells of what you're going to do. Mm-hmm. And again, play-by-play, game-by-game basis, I could see where that could be the case. but there's only one like that does it to the degree that Sean does, and that's Sean. Will we see those tailored down?
It should be. I would think that Davis Webb is going to take a more conservative approach when it comes to people going in and out of the game. Why? Because you need to find the guys that you can rely on through a whole football game, but also just some consistency of consecutive plays for some of these guys like Evan Ingram that can get into rhythm. Bo Nix can start to get the feel for that same receiver on the football field. It's not like, okay, Troy Franklin one time, Marvin Mims, then Pat Bryant. It's confusing for a young quarterback. It's confusing for anybody, even the receivers, to get in and out of the huddle, in and out on that football field. So I think the first thing you do is go back to the basics and let people just truly get into some type of rhythm. Like a running back needs some rhythm. It can't always be you get one carry and you have to make the best of it. No, it's about filling that defense out the first quarter. Second quarter, you might bust one. Third quarter, everybody is tired. They're out of place. Those are where the huge runs are, but it's a build-up. And for Bo Nix, it's about building up with these guys to the left and right of him saying, okay, we got them. We got the tendencies down. And then as the game goes on, the year goes on, Z, you can start to add a little bit more fluff or add more personnel groupings to help out so that people don't catch a beat on you and say, okay, it's a change-up.
Well, here was Sean yesterday on how he will avoid micromanaging his new offensive coordinator.
I probably micromanage all those areas. So it's not any one person's defense or special teams. It's the Broncos. And so there's some freedom, and yet you guys just haven't been in enough meetings.
And that's what, we also have to keep in mind of Davis Webb is going to be calling the majority of the plays. Sean Payton's a head coach. He can always override. I don't know how much we're going to see of that. And we can have that conversation of what Davis's leash, we can talk about that. But Sean is involved in everything. Sean is maniacal, and that's why when I was critical of Sean last year after the loss in Kansas City where the Chiefs blocked the field goal and Alex Forsythe was being knocked over again and again and again. I mean, it happened 8 times before it eventually caught up with them.
You brought it up.
And I remember saying, hold on, no. That's not on just the special teams coordinator. That's on Sean Payton because you're the CEO of the football team. You're the head coach. Everything stops with you. And if it was seen on film enough time where my buddy Brandon Perna can go and splice them all together and make a montage of it, there's no excuse. He just sort of validates that thinking. He's like, I micromanage all the areas. So as much as Davis Webb is going to be taking on a new role, a bit of a leadership role, elevated responsibility on game day, this thing is going to be, I would imagine, pretty buttoned up because Sean Payton is still Sean Payton.
Well, Sean Payton's going to have the final say. He's going to sign off on, yes, this is going to work. No, it's not. There may be a play that Sean's looking at saying, hey, look, I want to run this. But you know what? That's actually better for Sean because now he's seeing it a little bit clearer.
Sure.
Where he's not just, like you said yesterday, where his face is just right in front of the game plan or the play calling sheet. It's like he's looking at the field saying, hey, Davis, we got to run the ball. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we got to run the ball. Or, hey, let's take that shot. Like, he has the say in what's really going to go on, and Davis Webb has to make it happen. All right, Coach, I got a good play for that. All right, I right, deuce, wiggle, ZX9, court, go deep. We're going for a touchdown. We're going for the goal, baby. That's what you do. Touchdown, baby.
Love a little wiggle.
Little wiggle right there.
Love a little wiggle. And then the other thing is, there's natural tension that happens on game day. There's natural disagreement and discord during the week on the best approach. Just what kind of voice does Davis Webb have in those moments of disagreement or discord?
What do you think? Sean's stubborn, but is there someone that breaks the tie? The guy who touches the football. You're talking about Mr. Bo Nix.
Yeah.
You would think.
And just what type of, because we talked about this yesterday. Using our deduction skills, what we know about the dynamics here, and even what's been said, you think Bo Nix is this a welcome sight that Davis Webb is going to be calling the plays?
Yeah, Bo loves it.
I think so too.
Bo loves it.
So does there ever get to a point where it's like, well, me and Bo see it like this, you know? And to think that that couldn't happen would be naive because these things just arise, you know? So
I tell you what, if that is the case, which I'm with you, Z, it seems like it will be, and you have Davis Webb and Bo Nix on the same page saying, Coach, we want to do this, they better be right. Because if not, they're not going to hear the end of it.
Right.
Sean's going to play, that's why I'm calling the plays now.
Right.
And you're going to listen to me.
Wow. Okay. Interesting, fun conversations. If you want to react to them, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. How would you feel if the Broncos do what Mel Kiper has them doing in the first round in his latest mock draft? We'll get to it next.
Should upgrading the running back room be the top priority for Sean Payton this offseason?
This is not some Christian McCaffrey deal, but it's also not some bargain shopping. It's somewhere in between. You need to address this with a heavy hand. Breece Hall represents that. He's number one on my free agent big board.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9th. Restrictions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
What's up, guys? You need healthy options you'll actually crave? HelloFresh brings the flavor with homemade meals that are wholesome, fresh, and always hit the spot. Turn fresh, balanced ingredients into home-cooked meals that are easy to make and taste great. Keep your health on track with GLP-1 friendly options and high-protein meals packed with over 30 grams of protein. My lady is always telling me how I need more protein in my life. From udon soup to hearty chicken pastas, enjoy mouth-watering dishes that spice up your weeknights. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus because nothing hits like home cooking.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth, and home show season in February is when homeowners make the smartest improvement decision before the demand hits. If windows are in your future, Gravina's Window Center of Littleton offers Infinity by Marvin fiberglass windows built for strength, efficiency, and long-term value. And this February, you'll save 25%, plus enjoy 12 months, zero-interest financing. Visit windowsforyourhome.com or call them at 303-794-0490.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
This February, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks.
Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
When you've been hit by an 18-wheeler, there's 3 things you need to do. First, call the police and get medical care. Second, don't talk to the insurance company alone. And third, call the truck crash lawyers at Berg Simpson Law Firm. Berg Simpson has 50 years of experience holding them accountable and over $50 million recovered after truck crashes. Call Berg Simpson today and let us fight for you so you can focus on healing.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again, so call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU women's basketball faces UNLV with pregame starting at 6.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, how would you feel if the Broncos do what Mel Kiper has them doing in his latest mock draft? Was just during the commercial break, continuing the conversation about Robert Livingston.
Yeah.
And the decision that was made today.
Odd decision, man.
We have to hit that one more time. We have to hit it one more time because Jake Shapiro is a CU guy.
Yeah.
And he's here. He's hosting Denver Sports tonight, so we can talk to him in a couple minutes. Because, like, the more you talk out the Robert Livingston move, the more it just doesn't make sense. And I'm not, like, we never thought it made sense, but it just...
The more concerning it seems like. I mean, you're getting ready for a season. Spring ball's around the corner. It's next week. And your defensive coordinator, who you're paying $1.6 million for, is not there anymore. He's down the street.
Right. The whole thing.
That makes sense.
We'll get to it here in just a couple minutes. But I do want to pay off the tease. So Mel Kiper, like the godfather of the NFL draft, he made this thing a cottage industry when no one saw the popularity of this thing coming the way that Mel Kiper did. So we hold him in high regard, right? His word's not gospel. It's a mock draft. It's not supposed to be, 100% accurate. It's a thought experiment. It's game theorying, it out about your football team. So in his first mock, Mr. Phillip Lindsay, he had the Denver Broncos on the clock at number 30, picking Caleb Williams, defensive tackle from the Florida Gators. Now he said,
I thought you said Caleb Williams, quarterback. I'm like, damn, we're going back, huh?
Did I say Caleb Williams?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm looking at the name. I said Caleb Williams anyway. Caleb Banks.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No, it's a redraft segment. Redraft segment.
All right.
Kuiper said, injuries limited Banks to just 3 games this past season, but he said his 2024 tape just pops. He says he gets good interior a push. He is a real run stopper at 6'6", 330 pounds. He stuffs ball carriers behind the line of scrimmage. And so he said, yeah, that was his January pick when he did this last month. In yesterday's mock draft, and we were going to get to this yesterday, but we got so caught up with the Sean Payton, George Payton that we kicked it down the road. So in today's mock draft, the Denver Broncos are on the clock at pick number 30. The Denver Broncos select Emmanuel McNeil Warren, safety from Toledo. Here's what he says, quote, the Broncos have 2 solid safeties in Talanoa Hufanga and Brandon Jones. So this pick might not reap immediate rewards, but neither did the Jade Barron pick last April. Denver is planning ahead in the secondary and building something there as Coach Sean Payton focuses on keeping this defense strong. McNeil Warren is a bit of a sleeper right now, but I think he could have been a top 15 pick had he played for a Power 4 team. His performance against Kentucky at the beginning of the season got my attention. He had 11 tackles and a fumble recovery in that game. Kuiper finishes by saying his tape shows real speed to the football, and he has 5 interceptions and 12 forced fumbles over his 4-year career, end quote. What do you make of if the Broncos went and did this in just about a month and a half from now? It'll be here before you know it. It's going to be March here and quicker than a hiccup. And after March is April. April's the draft. If this went down the way that Kuiper has it going down, you would think what?
I don't like it. I would think, what in the world are you doing, Denver? This is about the now. It's about winning a Super Bowl now. I understand, we need a safety when Brandon Jones and Hufanga are done. But Brandon Jones and Hufanga are not done. Let's shore up maybe that defensive tackle spot because you don't have John Franklin Myers coming back, my guessing. Let's get another tight end in the building that can go with Evan Ingram that has fresh legs. Maybe let's go out there and get an inside linebacker since we don't have Alex Singleton and Justin Sternad as of right now. And you have Dre Greenlaw, who you cannot count on to stay healthy. But we're going to go for a safety and say it's about the depth and them looking towards the future. It's not about the future. Jade Barron was supposed to play right away. The reason why he did not was because of Jaquan McMillan saying, I have other things in mind. I want to get paid. And that's why Jade Barron did not touch the field as a nickel. So for me, Z, I want somebody that's going to play now, that can make an impact now. Defensive tackle, inside linebacker, tight end, hell, running back if you want to. Safety, out of the picture. It's not a sexy pick, and I understand that. But also, we don't need a safety as of right now in the first round. Go get somebody we need now.
Well, you don't sound crazy. I mean, the way that Mel Kiper frames it, it's almost like get prepared for this guy to sit again.
Yeah.
Like get prepared for your first-round pick for a second straight year.
Warm the bench up, buddy.
To incubate. So I don't like that part of it. I don't like the way it's framed. Now, look, before I say what I'm going to ultimately say, I have to preface it by saying any position on the football field can be a game-changing position if you have a stud playing that position.
True.
That's inside linebacker, that's running back, and that can be safety. So if you're telling me this guy's Justin Simmons or if he's Steve Atwater, okay, that this pick is going to age really well. But in general, I don't look at safety as a first-round pick. Just the positional priority of it. I don't typically view it that way. Now, there's exceptions to every rule. So, again, if they think he's, an absolute future all-pro, then go take him. Now, I watched him this morning. You got to watch it in silence on YouTube, and it's, I'm not watching every single down that the young man played, but I wanted to see what Mel Kiper was talking about. And he is very quick to the ball. He is. And there's real athleticism, but
But do you see an instant starter in that young man right now? With Brandon Jones and Hufanga being there.
No, I don't. And one, let me just say this: I am not a good enough at like talent evaluation based off a 10-minute video to even answer that question. So let me just check myself. But in general, no, you're not going to step in and start over either of those guys. Certainly not Hufanga. And Brandon Jones is damn good.
There you go.
And so, yeah, from the positional value, I don't love this pick from Mel Kiper. The way that Kiper framed it of like, hey, he's probably not going to play right away. Well, neither does Jade. Well, I'm not looking for a guy who didn't play as justification why this guy doesn't play either. You know what I'm saying? So
we're building for the future. Right?
Yeah.
No, it's about the now.
It's about now. You're in a Super Bowl window. So it's about now. So I don't love the pick. We'll continue to do these thought exercises as we move into mid-April. Okay, what did we learn today in Denver sports? Turns out, quite a lot. That's next.
During his best season as a pro, does Jamal Murray need to give his teammates a reality check?
Couldn't Jamal Murray sit down in that locker room and call guys out by name? You know, those sort of kind of conversations have to be had, and I don't think there's anybody better to do it than Jamal Murray because he was the problem and is now the solution.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
High five. Up top. Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Yeah! He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread. Yes! The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Woo! For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president and founder of Mountain High Appliance. Looking for the best deal in town this President's Day? Then stop by our Denver Clearance Center, where you'll find savings of 70% or more on open box, overstock, and discontinued appliances from the industry's best brands, including Bosch, Thermador, KitchenAid, and many more. Hurry in for the best selection, or visit us online and take advantage of these huge President's Day savings. When you think appliances, think Mountain High Appliance.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
Dan Jacobs of 303 Law 4040 and Jacobs Law with another cool story to share. James called 303 Law 4040, and he's like a lot of our clients, not looking to get rich, but he just didn't want to get stuck with a bunch of medical bills. So we met with James like we do all of our 303 Law 4040 clients in person, and it's a good thing we did because we noticed James did not look so good. We sent him to the hospital to get checked out, and they did wind up admitting him. In the end, we got him feeling better and $125,000. He was over the moon. He came into the office to pick up his check and rang that victory bell. And the really cool part is James surprised us with a check of his own, a donation so we could keep the best free meal in Denver coming each and every first and third Thursday. If you've been injured, you may be like James, not looking to get rich, but not sure what to do. That's why we're here to help. Just give us a call at 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Who wants the lowest rate for life?
I
do. Everyone does, but it's only U.S. Mortgages. Lock in a low rate today, and if rates fall in the future, we will redo your loan and lower your rate without any lender fees, including the appraisal. There's no limit to the number of times you can do this. Always have the lowest rate for life. Get our 475 5-year fixed rate, 5.89 APR. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-7098.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-7098. That's 800-575-7098. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey guys, boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Follow us on X at DEN Sports 1043 for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports 1043 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Wednesday. Really looking forward to this evening. Avs dropping the puck here in just over an hour. Nuggets an hour after that on ESPN against the Boston Celtics. And I said going into the last break, what did we learn today in Denver sports? Well, turns out quite a bit. A curveball that we did not see coming. To discuss this and maybe more if we have time, it's Jake Shapiro, DenverSports.com. Jake, welcome back in. The Robert Livingston news. Holy moly. We didn't see this coming. It doesn't make a lot of sense in a traditional way, leaving a ton of money on the table, the highest paid coordinator in the history of CU at $1.6 million to be the defensive pass game coordinator for the Denver Broncos. I know you are tapped in to CU. Did you hear any whispers of this potentially happening?
No, this came out of left field, but the guy that they had replacing Livingston, who was the linebackers coach, was the former DC at Virginia Tech. Yep. So that's kind of interesting that they hired someone that was with experience in that role. But given Deion's colorful history with coordinators already in the couple of years at CU, I'm not surprised at anything that happens with that coaching staff. We don't hear anything about the coaching staff. They don't tell us much. They don't tell us who's on the sideline. They don't tell us who's in the box. They don't tell us if they're hiring a guy. You know, you heard all the drama going with the Warren Sapp hiring. Had he been hired? When was he going to be hired? He keeps it very close to the vest. So, no, we had not heard anything about Robert Livingston.
On the surface, Jake, I just have to be honest. It doesn't, to me, make a lot of sense. Now, I know in some circles it could be it's being propped up as well. He's getting a promotion into the NFL. I can promise you he's not making $1.6 million. I can damn near promise you he's not making half of that. What exactly is he making? I'm not sure. But it's no, like, even by the most conservative, even if you wanted to say, yeah, he's making $800,000. To cut his paycheck in half, it doesn't make a lot of sense as an adult in the professional world unless you just know for sure you're getting out of that situation in Boulder. And if you want to do a sinking ship analogy and jumping off, you certainly can. But that's sort of how I view this thing. If you thought you were going to be good this coming year and you liked where you worked you would not more than cut your paycheck in half. Do you think it's fair for me to deduce this?
Yeah, spring ball starts in, a month, Phil?
No, it's next week.
Yes. Right. The spring game's in a month.
Oh, the spring game.
The spring game. But, spring ball's right here for the Buffs. And, they're going to have another transfer portal open that happens right after the spring, and guys are going to leave because of this. And this was a big-name hire when Deion made it after Charles Kelly and the problems that Charles Kelly brought. And initially, Robert Livingston looked to fix some of the issues, but it looks like CU's struggled to attract talent defensively, which is really ironic given Deion's one of the best defenders in NFL history. They really haven't had good DBs the last year, and since basically that class left with the Shador team. So there's that portion of it. You're clearly getting off of this ride. But maybe you're getting on another ride as well, which is, who was the guy everyone thought was going to be hired from the Broncos staff this year? Vance Joseph.
Yeah.
Okay. What if Vance Joseph gets a job next year and your defense is as good as it's been? Is Robert Livingston in line to potentially be your DC next year for the Denver Broncos?
I understand why you would mention that. I just think it's kind of a leap because you're leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table. And in that scenario, you're going to take, let's just say, because I think this is close to being true, and I think it's even more conservative than it actually is. If I had to guess, Robert Livingston is going to make between $300,000 and $500,000, something like that. You're leaving over $1 million on the table, and in that scenario, because Vance Joseph might get a job in the way that we thought for 2 straight years, and he hasn't. And if he does get a job, then I might get that job. It's just too much of a stretch for me to say that's why you would leave $1 million on the table.
It would be Phil being in a big, a small market NFL city, right? A small market NFL city, starting running back, making good money. Takes half as much money to be the third down back for the premier franchise, the New York Giants or the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
You still don't do that.
Nope.
So I'm with you, Zach. I've never heard of a promotion in which you take a half pay cut, if not even more, like you said, very conservatively. So I think that there's something rotten in Boulder. I thought there's been something rotten in Boulder for a while with the coaching staff.
Agreed.
And I understand why people are jumping off. Maybe Robert Livingston in his heart of hearts thought he might be the future head coach of the University of Colorado. And when Brennan Marion got brought in as the OC, and he's clearly the guy that they're stacking up to be this guy, he's just like, you know what, I got to get out of here. It doesn't matter what it takes.
But why not just wait? Why not? I'm with Z. There's $1.6 million. And any player, okay, if you don't have the money, it's different if you have all the money and you're looking to just win and you can go there, take a cut and win. But if you're looking to get paid your money, why are you just going to leave it on the table? You're the head man in charge as the defensive coordinator. All right, $1.6 million is going in your pocket. You have a chance, if you do well this year, to improve your resume and get a defensive coordinator job maybe at the NFL level, because we know that he interviewed for the Dallas Cowboys one. It just seems odd and a bit concerning knowing your DC just jumped ship right before spring ball is happening.
Well, Phil, one of the things you just said is the head man in charge, right? How much was Robert Livingston in charge of the defense? We don't know. And given the way Deion ran a lot of things in Boulder, maybe the defense being run by Robert Livingston to some point was tainted by what he wanted to do because of Deion Sanders. I don't know. I'm offering theories right now.
Sure.
But I'm telling you, it is a black hole in terms of information with assistant coaches up in Boulder. And you go ask Brian Howell, Adam Munstertagger, who are better at this than me even. They don't really know what's been going on with the staff in Boulder for quite some time, and it's been bizarre. The entire Deion Sanders experience in itself is bizarre, but this part with the coordinators, and I think he learned this very early on because of the OC play calling stuff with Sean Lewis and what happened with Pat Shurmur. He keeps it all close to his vest because he doesn't want anyone to know. He says, we'll let you know inside the house if there's a problem. We'll come outside and tell everyone if there's a problem. Well, guess what? The head coach of the team's never going to come outside the house and tell you there's a problem.
Well, 3 weeks ago, Deion told us it was fixed at the Super Bowl. He said, we fixed it. Okay.
Keep watching. They say, keep watching.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't believe it.
Lost your best player to the portal, best offensive weapon to the portal, and best defensive player to the portal.
Yeah. And here's
DC's gone.
And by the way, here's the thing, and just house cleaning. There is no more spring transfer portal.
Okay, my bad.
There's no more. So,
they just made that rule.
The team you have
changed it.
Yeah.
I think that you can maybe get out if there's an assistant. Point being is there might be some movement still with the roster.
Well, I would say we'll see about that.
Yeah.
I think mostly your team is your team. We'll see what it looks like.
Yeah.
He said it's fixed. Last year, before a 3-win season, he told me the team was better than the year that they had Shedeur and a Heisman Trophy winner.
They had me say, hey, man, they had me saying we're going to win 8-9 games.
They did have you saying that. I tried to bring you back. I said, Phil, come rejoin us.
I don't want to come down.
Come rejoin us on planet Earth.
We going bowling this year, Phil? We going bowling?
Let's go bowling.
Oh, man. All right. We'll leave it there for now. Appreciate you guys. We have, I can already tell you, a loaded show for tomorrow. Absolutely busting at the seams. We'll talk to you guys at 2 o'clock. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Do the Broncos need a major reset at tight end this offseason?
Give me a break on this tight end room. Seriously, get this tight end room fixed. It's time to upgrade it. We put it on the back burner long enough. Eventually, you got to upgrade this thing, and this is the offseason to do it.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations